Welcome to die! I thought I would... God, hopefully this isn't messing with the mic too much. This is echoing in my ears because of this stupid helmet, which is too large for any reasonable human head. So let me know if this is totally ruining my voice here, but this is... as I try to straighten it in real time. Oh my gosh. And I'm absolutely going to blame this helmet if this game doesn't go the way that I want, by the way. Hello, everyone. Maybe this was a terrible idea after all, but you know what? I wore it for the video, so I figured I would try at least wearing it for part of this today, and I can see very clearly now that it's gonna come off as soon as I can take it off. I really don't know whose head this is supposed to fit. Presumably it's of the head of a very large-headed adult, because I don't think my head is particularly large, but I had to put spacers to not basically make it covering my eyes, which it practically is anyway. And even then, it's very wobbly. You can see I just kind of can do this side to side here. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Anyway, hi, everyone. The latest episode of Scrolling Down the Belt came out recently. Yesterday, in fact. Oh, God, I'm going to be adjusting this helmet all night, aren't I? Just to keep my head very still. Also, you cannot drink water through this helmet. Magneto, little known fact about Magneto is that he is unable to hydrate. Maybe he has some type of an IV or something. Welcome to Starlight Midori Land. Welcome to Dumpster Daddy. To die! And also just welcome in general. We're going to be playing some X-Men today. And I'm going to be doing my best to not throw this helmet across the room in frustration. I will reserve the right to restart my attempts based on my frustration level with this helmet this evening. I clearly did not plan this out very well. I should have found some sort of padding for the sides to keep it from moving too dramatically that way. But you know what? We're gonna try and roll with it here as I try and foolishly adjust it real time here. Little Terror, hello. You're just in time for me to wear an ill-sized helmet and try to play a video game with it. It's crazy. These are, yeah, I'm gonna need it. I'll tell you that much. I'm gonna need it. All right. Let's not delay any further, shall we? Let's try and get things started here, and we'll see how quickly I throw this thing off. As I even reach for my Stream Deck, I can tell already that this helmet is not gonna play with me too well. All right. Come on, Mame, where are you? I know you're here. I know you can do it. Welcome! Thank you, Dumpster Daddy, for the follow. Much appreciated. Let me see here why... Oh, there it is. Okay, it was just extremely delayed. All right. You all know X-Men, right? The property, if nothing else. I'm sure many of you actually know the arcade game as well. But there are many versions of X-Men, as it turns out. And we're playing a very specific one here today. Let's see how it sounds on the mix here. A little low, huh? We maybe need this a little bit up. It is the MAME version. I did get a chance to, boy oh boy, this sounds tinny, doesn't it, through this helmet. This is what it's supposed to sound like. X-Men. Yeah, but the limited run lead collection, I picked that up and I got to play that a little bit. But I'm not really sure how accurate it is to, I mean, the MAME version has its own problem. Oh, I screwed that alert up. I crossed those. That was the Nagai from High Score Girl. I'm sorry about that, little terror, if you did not get to play the one you wanted there. I'm making a note to myself here. I actually just put up a bunch of more sounds for channel points here. Let's see. Shit is not supposed to be Nagai. So I was bound to make a few mistakes there. Oh, were you yeah, thanks for coming to Combo Breaker and saying hi. There were a couple folks that did that, and it made my day. I was very appreciative of it, so thank you. Quick bit of housekeeping here. This is the 2-player Japanese version that you will be seeing today. And why, you may ask? Why the 2-player Japanese version? Well, that is because it is the most manageable to clear of the bunch. I actually get into more details in the Scrolling Down the Belt episode, which just came out. But suffice to say that there is a whole other move that was not in other versions of this game. And so that makes the clearability of this much, much, much more viable. Let's just put it that way. So let's see here. I can't help but note, actually, this could be my, I have earbuds in, actually, which is not, normally I'm wearing cans. Cans can't fit in the Magneto helmet, as it turns out. So my sound may be a little off. Yes! And boy, do I get frustrated with myself as the last boss, I can tell you that. The selling point of the X-Men arcade game is the 6-player cabinet, and we'll take a look at how MAME represents the 6-player version too. But if I'm going for a clear, I have a reasonable amount of confidence I can do it with this version. There are whole moves that are missing in the 6-player version that make it much more challenging. There are no health power-ups. You do not get health restores until you die. So that 6-player version is a spectacle, but it is tough. Yeah, Eric can't, he only gets earbuds. He does not get cans at any point in the process here. So tell me, because my earbuds make this all sound a little bit more tinny than it would be normally. So tell me if sound levels are good. Tell me if the sound of the game is too high or anything like that. It seemed a little low to me, so I turned it up in the stream mix there. Oh yes, and you are absolutely correct that one of the screens is always screwed up, basically. That is the universal X-Men arcade game experience. He can look to his left and right. I can, but my helmet wobbles. See? It just kind of goes like this, because it has so much space on this side, because I don't know whose head this is supposed to fit. Certainly not mine. All right. If this goes badly, I'm taking this helmet off and I'm going to restart the run. But for now, here we go. And we have several characters to choose from, but really there's only one real choice, right?
Storm.
It's Storm.
In the 21st century, evil mutants,
And this
led
is
by
the Japanese
Magneto,
ROM,
aim to
so you're
destroy
seeing
the world. Humans
the Japanese
can do nothing
translation of
against
the
power
text here at the
evil
bottom.
mutants. The only hope is X-Men.
And also, this is the only time in the dialogue that you get to hear it said X-Men and not X-Men. All right, so this, Storm's staff poke. this is what's gonna give us a chance here, because in the normal game, she just does this, which is not bad. It's got some okay range, but this, the straight poke, in a game where range is king, which range definitely is, this gives you a huge advantage, and this is why the the 2-player version is the easiest to clear. A lot of people who go for 1cc's on this, you will see them playing this version. And these guys with the guns are our biggest threat, because they like to get to the other side of the screen. And yes, sentinels hit each other with rocks that they fall from the sky throwing. And really, like in most beat-em-ups, you don't want to get yourself surrounded, right? You want to try and keep the enemies on one side of you as much as possible. But you don't have a reliable throw in this game. Like, you don't have a Final Fight-style walk-up grab to do that with. You will see a grab come out every once in a while, but it's just kind of one of those, if you're close, sometimes it comes out and sometimes it doesn't sort of deals. And these lovely pink sentinels here, see, we got a shot there. These lovely pink sentinels here are what's actually going to give us our power-ups, our health, and our mutant powers. The other difference about this game is in the 6-player version, the game, when you use your mutant powers, it will just use your life first. So it will drain your life like your standard, like Final Fight style Super Joy type deal. And then it will use your mutant power stocks, which is completely backward. This one actually uses your mutant power stocks before your life, as it should be. So that's those are kind of all the reasons why people tend to prefer this version of the game, even though it isn't, to us in the West, the definitive version, so to speak. God, stupid helmet, stupid Magneto. All right, here's Pyro. Pyro will turn you to toast. To toast. And you can kind of poke a lot of these guys and be a little bit more careful, because you don't want Pyro to hit you with fire or anything like that when he's not jumping around like a fool. But really, with this new down forward move, it actually makes these bosses probably easier. Oh, he got me. I got a little greedy. I read that the US version came out first. That certainly could be incorrect information. It would not be the first time that sources have been wrong. Some of these arcade game release dates, they're a little touch and go, right? Like, even in Japan, they're not perfect, like they are for a lot of console games. So sometimes, even though sources are otherwise reliable for arcade games, they just kind of won't be. And you also have a down hit here, which I'll demo in a second in case no one noticed it. Oh, Nanda. Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh, and we achieved a follower goal with that. Thank you, Johnny Rocket. Welcome to X-Men. And welcome to Die. All right, I kind of hate this part, dealing with these guns, to be honest. Oh, they just walks off the screen. That is the first time I have ever seen that. They just left. I mean, I'll take it. Those guns are actually one of my most difficult things to deal with in this game. So any amount they want to make my life easier, I will really not argue with them. No, you're not getting that shot off, pal. I'm afraid not. Those power-ups do go away if you don't pick them up, too. Interesting. Okay, I probably shared some inaccurate information, and I think my marquee here has wrong dates on it as well. That one I might not have double-checked sources on, because sometimes the Japanese sources are more correct, sometimes the US ones are more correct when it comes to arcade games. It's a little... I'm getting my dive kicks, too. Which, you gotta go up here to avoid those, because otherwise they're a huge pain in the butt. Run and gun? In this economy? It's too much. Who can afford both? But really, even kind of your first two levels of this game, I feel like are not too bad in almost any version. Even if we were playing the 6-player here, we probably wouldn't be having too bad of a time of things. But the real fun comes later. And sometimes you got these little corners you can make use of here to sort of, you know, clump guys together, if you will. Like, kind of like we're doing here. And anytime you can get behind these guns. And see how much work this poke is doing. Oh my goodness. The old guy clump. It's a beat 'em up tradition. You love to see it. All right. Who's everyone's favorite X-Men villain in this game? This guy's up here for me. Ready?
Nothing moves the blob.
Oh wait, why are my sounds all coming out wrong? Alright, hold on. I'll pause this in a second and check, because that's two that have come out with that particular sound bite, and I think I messed something up, and I think I might know what it is. Give me a moment. Let me dispatch of the blob here. Alright. Okay. No. I think I know what this is. Give me a moment. That, by the way, for folks who want to know, is the sound that Haruo from High Score Girl makes when he is waiting for the Neo Geo CD to load. I think I can edit this real quick. Give me a second. I think I forgot to put a condition on one of them. And so probably what's happening is that it's just catching this as the highest level condition. Let's see. This is... Where is it? Where is it? 1 second. I don't want to leave it like this after I put so many new sound bites in here. Let's see. What did I call it? Long? Did I call it Nagai? Where the hell is this? Come on. General settings. Ah, here it is. Ah, yes, indeed. Okay, I was absolutely right about what the problem was. 1 second. Let me find the right one for this, and then I will play the ones that folks were playing earlier. Hold on. Hayasugiru. Hayasugiru. 1 second. Let me just get this changed here. Okay, so that's fixed. What were folks playing here so I can redeem some of these for you? We had we'll go from most recent to least recent here. Boom.
Gambare.
There's Sukuna. We had congratulations.
Congratulations!
I don't know what I'm being congratulationed on. You know, that one. The word that I just said. This one.
Come on, darling.
And we had one before, didn't we? We had we had Nanamin. Where's Nanamin? Here he is.
行動はクソということです。
So to you koto desu. All right. Okay. I think, unless I made that mistake with more of them, which I could have, I think we're all sorted out here now. Sorry about that. Apologies. Now we're ready to continue.
Goodbye, Jojo!
Goodbye, Jojo. Goodbye, Blob.
X-Men, we have been taken by Magneto. However, we had time to locate their base on Island M.
Island M.
Destroy it.
So now we get to go to basically the Savage Land, which is apparently on Island M. Now, see, I put myself in a bad spot there. Again, this is kind of what happens in this game when you let yourself get surrounded like that. You just get ganged up on real quick. And health kind of goes faster than you realize in this. See? And these guys have crazy range, these jumping gators here. You kind of always want to bait out their jump, too, if you can. Because otherwise they can surprise you. And it's goodbye, Jojo! Or goodbye, Storm, in this case. Come on. I love how these guys will, like, also walk off, basically walk off the bottom of the screen. Come on. Sometimes they breathe fire. Ah! That's not good. Taking a little more damage than I would have liked to by this point. And there's your down attack, in case anybody missed that earlier. Alright, we got flowers, but we want to get these guys out before we fight the flowers, if we can. Because those flowers, they've messed me up before. Alright, they behaved pretty well that time. Alright, there is our much-needed energy capsule. As you can see, or as you probably saw, we were kind of hurting. Now we got jumpy boys. And generally speaking, once you baited them out once, you can kind of go in on them, because they're not going to jump at you again right away. Generally. When you get to the ones who can also breathe fire later, it's a little bit more difficult, because they could do either. Alright, I usually like to use a special here, or a mutant power here, just to kind of not deal with a stupid bug. Oh my god, okay. These bugs, I swear to God, not cooperating at all. This is pretty terrible, actually. There we go. Okay. Clump these guys up as much as we can. I think this one gives me a mutant power and not health, if I remember correctly. Which is fine. I think the next time we want to use the mutant power isn't for a little bit. Okay, I think these are the guys who... Oh, see? He tried to tail swipe me while I was kind of recovering from the other guy's tail swipe. No good. We don't like that. I mean, I know a lot of people have fond memories of this game, but to be honest with you, like, oh boy. Not good. Not good. We do not have a lot of health. I think we've got a pink sentinel coming up fairly. Yeah, here we go. But we gotta make sure we stay alive for it first. There we go, good. But honestly, oh, here it comes. Here's the thing.
X-Men, welcome to die.
He said the thing. And then we get these weird things, whatever the hell they're supposed to be. I'm honestly not sure. I was always very confused by these guys, even as a kid. Like, what are you? All right, Wendigo. Wendigo, you can just kind of poke. You can bully Wendigo. His dash is not even invincible. Just don't get too close to him because he can grab ya.
Go and rescue Kitty from the cave.
Alright, going to rescue Kitty from the cave. That was invitation to get shot right there. Nope, 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 nope. No, thank you, sir. See, we're just kind of doing a lot of repositioning throughout a lot of this, right? Just to make sure we don't get surrounded. I kind of broke my rule with that guy and didn't bait out his jump, but whatever. Okay, I'm just glancing over at my notes here periodically as well, just to make sure I don't... I don't forget where I'm supposed to use mutant powers and whatnot. Oof. Alright, we want to kind of start staying near the bottom for the vehicles. Nope. No, sir. We can deal with that. There's a mutant power. Now we got two of them. And one of them I do use coming up not too far from now. Alright, you're gonna do the fire breath, aren't you? Yes, you are. Uh-huh. Come on. And yeah, the vehicles just knock them all over. Oh. No, no, no! Behave yourself. Give me my health, please. Thank you. I believe the bat's coming up. Yeah, I just like to use one of those and take him out. Just be done with it, because he's... Those enemies like this are some of the biggest pains. What? Why did you just get the advantage there? What happened? Stupid orange sentinels. Another good clumping area here. Lots of orange sentinels. Ah, yes. You guys again. Does anyone know what those things are supposed to be? Or if they are, like, original characters in some capacity? Oh, no. No, you don't. Oh, God. Alright. Oh, my God. This is bad. Bad, bad, bad. Alright, okay. Yes, please. Why is that guy avoiding so hard? He is trying his best to be off screen in, like, any capacity. Alright. Yeah, they always anti-air when you don't get the dive kick right. Oh, for God, okay. Alright. What? Okay. This is gonna be it. Alright. Oh my God, I already lost a life here. Kuyashi. Sometimes you just can't outmaneuver these guys, and like, what? I'm just getting a lot of them like giving me the business here, giving me a lot of sass, like. Yeah, this is. All right, we're gonna do our best here, though. What? They are just interrupting me more than I feel like I have ever been interrupted by these guys pretty much ever. Hi, sir. Alright, more sentinels throwing rocks.
Gambare, gambare.
Gambattemo. Okay, you know what? This is coming off. I told you I could blame it on the helmet, and I very well might. Alright. We're gonna restart the run. I don't like that. I don't like how that went. Moikai. Oh yeah! I love the little like cheering thing that they have on the Oh. Okay. Once more with feeling.
Storm. My one credit clear ability is a little inconsistent even in this version, but I have done it. So I'm hoping I can pull it out. And I won't be foiled by one bad run. I do at some point also need to change these headphones for my cans because how tinny they are is bothersome. I also don't believe it is X-Men canon that Sentinels come in so many different colors. I mean, these are, it's weird that these Sentinels are, like, the size of people, right? I've always thought that was strange. No, give me that energy. I said give me that energy. Sometimes you just have to walk around doing, you just kind of have to do the damage shuffle like that.
Like, you gotta maybe not get a full combo in on enemies and just get what damage in on them you can and move before another one comes up from behind you. And sometimes you accidentally shock enemies as well, and you get locked in that that on the ground animation, which you are not invincible during.
Pyro will take.
No, not that time you won't. Let him do his flips. And as long as you're kind of not on the same axis as him for very long, you don't have too much to worry about. You can just do single pokes if you want, which is the strategy for a lot of the later bosses, because it's a little bit safer. You can keep your maneuverability up there. And just kind of poke them when they change planes like that. And of course with Pyro you can walk around behind him like that. No, I see you trying to move back there. I'm sorry, my chat did not refresh this entire time, and so I thought no one was saying anything. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up here. I apologize. I was like, boy, people are being quiet today, aren't they? And all I had to do was go over from one tab to the other, and I see all of this. I cannot blame this on OBS. This is probably StreamerBot's fault. Did a Howler Monkey write this song? Yeah, the music in this is kind of nuts. It's very it's very baffling. Remove helmet, apply cooling pad to forehead. I'm about ready to. It's quite hot up here. Yes, that's true. You're normally seeing me like this, right? Boom. Which actually I might do again in a minute. And while I'm here, these are just way better headphones. These earbuds that I'm wearing for earbuds, they're good, but compared to the cans, they're not amazing. So now that I've declared that I'm done with the Magneto helmet, let me switch them out real quick here. Okay, Cerebro activated. You see everything. All right, back to it. Yeah, we'll show the 6-player version a little bit if this goes well. I probably will not attempt a full clear of that because that is hard. That is hard game. Because you don't get no health, not in that one. Yeah, who is that? Is it Xavier? Maybe. Is it Cyclops? Maybe. Is it Gambit? Is that why Gambit is missing from this game? No. The real version he's missing from this game is, as many of you know, is because this is based on Pride of the X-Men. I believe, 1989 X-Men cartoon, where Wolverine was extremely Australian. In that episode of Scrolling Down the Belt, I couldn't help but put a clip of him in there as being like, "Welcome, huh? What do you mean she's gonna join the X-Men? She's just a kid!" It's hilarious. Oh, God. I'm letting ideas of that being Gambit distract me. Oh, God. This is terrible. Alright. We gotta get these guys, like, sussed out to one side here. Oh, God. Gimme that! All right. That, I really want to reset. I want to reset. I do not like that. That was some dumb nonsense. So you get to hear more. You get to hear more of the OST. Sorry. All right. From the top.
In the 21st century,
Do you think that's actually why they got Hugh Jackman? Like, I definitely, that thought definitely occurred to me, but I was like, no.
hope is X-Men.
Dumpster Daddy, yes. Metamorphic Force. I think we're a little bit away from it. I think I'll have to check my dates. I have a file where I keep track of all my dates, but Metamorphic Force is on the list. And it will be making an appearance for sure on Scrolling Down the Belt and on this stream. I've determined what I think I'm gonna do is after I'm just gonna kind of do a stream of. I mean, maybe I do. Maybe I do need to go back and start from ER Kung Fu, Little Terror. Maybe my skills have just deteriorated that much. For those who don't know, that's also from High Score Girl. That's Hidaka making fun of Haruo for her beating him at fighting games and saying, you know what, maybe you should just go back and start with ER Kung Fu. I love Hidaka. Hidaka is way better than Ono, and I won't hear anyone argue with me on that, because you're wrong. Yeah, I think probably a lot of people here watched the 92 X-Men, I assume. Like, I did. Up until a point, anyway. I mean, there was, like, you know, the last seasons were, like, kind of, most of the viewership of it had fallen off, and they were just sort of, you know, not so great anymore. I didn't watch those back in the day, and so back years ago, you know, before there was a Disney Plus, and I think they had them on Netflix or somewhere for a time, or Amazon or something, and like I watched like the last couple seasons on there, and I was like, wow, this got pretty bad, actually. Yeah, season 5, I think in particular, is really what I'm thinking of. It was not great. They clearly had like lost all their budget. Yeah, it was after Marvel went bankrupt, and it was just a real rough time. Okay, I'm getting greedy here. Pyro will turn me into toast if I keep that up. Okay, you're gonna... Pyro known for his... Is Pyro known for his acrobatics? Was that a thing that he did? Maybe it was. I actually haven't read too many comics with Pyro in them. They had sort of almost phased him out, I think, by the time in my real X-Men reading days. Okay, I thought that was gonna work, but it did not. High Score Girl is still around. Netflix still has it. That license hasn't gone away yet, thankfully. That is a show. I do not normally rewatch shows. I am not the kind of person who does that, but High Score Girl I have rewatched a few times now, because that's like everybody has their comfort show, right? And that's my comfort show. Come on. Run into my staff, please. Magneto's crew. Yes, Magneto's crew were kind of a bunch of jobbers. I 100% agree with that. Like Toad? Like who's gonna be threatened by Toad? Or Pyro, for that matter? I mean, like, Pyro's kind of lame. Like, let's be real, right? Nobody's favorite X-Men villain was Pyro. Who will turn you all to toast. Or the Blob. I mean, the Blob is funny, but He's kind of a jobber. That's more like it. That's the kind of clumping we want. Yeah, I mean, I guess Toad was kind of cool in that movie. Like, they found sort of like the only way they could really do anything with him. Right? I feel like most people, what? No, I like it. I mean, I think X-Men, 2 is like, tends to be most people's favorite. And probably is my favorite as well. But 1, yeah, I mean, as long as it's not 3, right? Like, 3 is just like, what even happened here? It's just a huge mess. Ah, yes. What was the rest of the line? The same thing as everything else? Was that is that how it ended? Am I remembering that right? I don't know who wrote that line, but boy oh boy. I can't help but feel like it sounded way better in their head. Really? Okay, great. You guys have got some movement. Blame that on Singer. Yeah, it probably is his fault. A rewatch of all the X-Men movies, Enerjax, or just select ones? Oh, you turned around. You do not normally turn around. I do kind of love this bonkers. Okay. I would like you to die, if possible. So I no longer have any of you fools behind me. Except for this guy, who apparently really wants to be behind me. All of them. Alright, I think I can do the blob okay with this little health. Yep, David Hayter, what did he have? Writing? Yeah, he had a writing credit in there. I remember seeing his name at the time and being like, that David Hayter? Wow.
Nothing moves. Nothing.
Welcome to die? What? No! Are you serious? I got blob grabbed? Oh, man.
Nothing.
We're gonna play this one out. I'm not happy about that, but we're gonna play it out.
Nothing moves. Nothing. Nothing.
A lot of people who play through this are more aggressive about poking the blob, but like that is not the first time that has happened to me. Like that blob grab is real.
We have been taken by Magneto. However, we had time to locate their base on
And when you think you're out of range,
destroy it.
Ninja Baseball Batman is good. I can't wait to get to Ninja Baseball Batman for the show. That's gonna be fun. It's been a while since I played it, honestly. Was that an IREM joint, I think? Ninja Baseball Batman? I can see why an 8-year-old kid would like it, for sure. It's very colorful. I haven't learned anything about the mechanics of it, though. Lost One Omega, hello. Welcome. To die. And also to X-Men. I lost a life on the blob. I'm not very happy about that. I got blob grabbed. That's what we're calling it. We're calling them blob grabs. Yeah, it is ninjas and Batman is only in the sense of a baseball bat and not the superhero Batman. which may disappoint some, but, you know, that's... What? What is happening? Come on, do your thing. Alright, bait these guys out first so we don't have to deal with them and the flowers at the same time. What? Oh god, don't even... I dread Jugs. I really do. I mean, we got a ways till we get to him, but he gets me a lot more than I would like to admit. Blob, I don't typically have too many problems with, but every once in a while he will just get that grab off on me, and I'll be like, why did this grab work for you this time, sir? Mr. the Blob. Why are you able to grab me sometimes and not other times? Oh, the Batman Returns sprites into that game would be pretty cool. Then it would actually be Ninja Baseball Batman. Put Batman in a little baseball cap. You're good to go. All right, we're gonna burn our mutant power on this guy. Oh my god, it worked in one. Thank God. I hate that bug so much. Okay. All right, Mr. Projectiles. Give me that mutant power. That bug is one of my biggest pain points in this game to deal with. And it seems like sometimes the mutant power works in one. Sometimes it doesn't, and I'm sure it has to do with my execution. Come on. I was nervous about doing that, but he was just moving around and he wasn't actually doing his jump. Sometimes you just gotta take a chance, you know? You just gotta go for it. The Sentinels emerging. It is totally arranged for Storm. That's why we're playing the Japanese 2-player version, and she's got this poke, this staff poke. Whereas her normal move in all the other versions of the game is just this, which is good. Like, she's still kind of the best character no matter what version you're playing, in my opinion. But she's really, really good in the 2-player Japanese version when she's got that extra move. Everyone except, I believe, Nightcrawler, for whatever... Oh, here it is again.
X-Men, welcome to die.
Does anyone know what these are? Shinitenoka! Shinitenoka, Magneto. X-Men, Shinitenoka! I like that. I like that for Japanese dubbed Magneto. Shinitenoka. Wendigo is a chump. He can't really do anything. As long as he can grab you. I've been Wendigo grabbed before, but not as often as I've been Blob grabbed.
Go and rescue Kitty from the cave.
Go and rescue Kitty from the cave. Does anyone know what those things are? Wait. Are you saying wordsmith like that's what those weird creatures are that I just killed? Are they seriously called wordsmith? That is an X-Men villain I am incredibly unfamiliar with. Oh, that's to rescue a cat in a tree. Yes, Kitty. Might have been one of the fire-breathing ones. I took a big chance there. That was risky. Ah, okay. Does anyone know who the little blobby guys? I'll flag them when they appear again. But like the weird little creatures. Like, are they anyone? I've been unable to find. It seems like something that Konami would have just made up. Just be like, we need some, some goofy little creatures. Let's make these guys. And like the lizard men, I'm sure are just kind of original. Why did I put myself there? That was dumb. I think we got more health coming up though. I know to stay at the bottom of the screen. I just didn't. A Kirby monster. Totally. He's a weird. Yeah, they're definitely not the. It's definitely not the Brood. I would know the Brood. I am quite familiar with them. Kirby. Okay, like Jack Kirby. Okay. Yeah, letting all the nonsense happen first. Nope, we're not doing that. No, sir. All right. No, didn't get that in one? Okay. See, I can't really figure out why, you know what? Screw it. I shouldn't have used that there, but I think I'll still be okay. As far as mutant power stocks go. Diggers! Did Jack Kirby draw most of the Savage Land stuff? Is that how that went? I came to X-Men a little after the Savage Lands were introduced, so yeah, these guys, these fellows right here, diggers, huh? Okay, I mean that's kind of what they're doing. It makes sense. Yep, I should have known. I should have known again. That's what I was waiting for. God's sake. Give me my health, Pink Sentinel, please. You're a health one, right? Yes. Diggers! Whee! They have like that squeak. Okay, you're not done yet? Alright. Clump all you guys up. Wonderful clumpage. Take care of this guy on the other side of me here. See, it was just pure luck that throw worked out. To get the guy on the other side of me. I know of no way to, like, do that throw reliably. Let the Sentinels throw their rocks, like Sentinels are wont to do. I mean, I'm sure it has to do with a specific proximity or something to the enemy, something like that. I'm sure there is a way to get it out more reliably, but I feel like most of the people who I've seen play this do not get it out quite that reliably. Next boss, Nimrod. Nimrod is the first boss you really kind of need to be a little bit more careful with. You can't just go to town poking him, because he's got that. You got to do the poke when he changes axes things, and except when he does that, then you can... I could have gotten 2 pokes off there pretty reliably, but... Okay. See? That's right, Nimrod. You yell, buddy. You tell him. Yeah, I don't remember what Nimrod's deal is either. I don't. You must rescue the professor. Pan to the X-Men, they're just like, ah, do we? He's kind of an asshole. Think he'll be okay. He's friends with Magneto. He'll be fine. Generally, we can get these guys. Nimrod is from the future. I'd believe that. Yeah, keeps getting poked in the junk from a staff. So I guess I can't really blame him for yelling and being pissed off all the time. If Storm was poking me in the junk with that staff all the time, I'd probably be a little cross too. We want to be up top for these guns, because we can just walk right past them. And then destroy them from the back if we so choose. Yeah, this game isn't too memorize-y, but there are definitely things like those gun turrets popping up that, like, you would do well if you knew were coming. So I do have notes off to the side here. Gun turret, rock outcropping. All right, so I'm starting to commit a lot of it to memory because I've done quite a few playthroughs of this by this point, but diggers. I don't love that diggers seem to spit water at me. I don't know why they spit water. Alright, here comes Emma-chan. Zayero Monkey no Gita no Emma-chan desu. Emma is the name of the Yellow Monkey's guitarist. And this is Emma Frost, the White Queen, so she gets to be Emma-chan. She's particularly dangerous, because if you don't range her properly, that projectile comes out pretty darn fast. And so I usually, when I can, like to wait for her to do it, and then she's walking over to the other side here. Spitting water is just a greeting? Okay, yeah. It's digger culture, really. I'm the one who's being insulting by not spitting water back at them, I guess. Oh, right. Get in the corner for these guys. I always forget about them. And then stay up top, because we got vehicles that'll just bully over. No, 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 no. Going. I think... See, I don't have a mutant power ready to go here, which is not ideal. You jerks. Oh yeah, I know she's been not a villain for quite some time now. But yeah, in my mind, she also is just plays best as a villain. But that is just my opinion. I know a lot of folks like her. What is she? She turns to diamond. Is that her thing? She doesn't. I think this before this was established for her in this game, or you know, in the comics and whatnot. Like okay. Enemies will definitely do very like. Emma and Scott, I think, have been a thing for quite a while now. I am not by any stretch of the imagination up on modern X-Men books. So I will not pretend to be some type of authority or anything like that. I usually use a mutant power. I probably should have waited a little bit, but... I use a mutant power there because honestly, the mutant powers don't do much on the bosses, especially on Magneto, which makes sense, right? We've got one instance of a giant sentinel here, which you never fight any of these. Okay. Yep, come on, line up. Krakoa. Yeah, I know a little bit about Krakoa, but not a lot. I mean, it's very different now from what it originally was in the beginning of X-Men, where it was just like an island that was alive and was also a mutant that they had to rescue other X-Men from, but they made like a whole thing out of it, from my understanding. All right, here's Jugs. You gotta be careful with Jugs. He can definitely get you. Yep, with that charge. That charge is not invincible. You can knock him out of it. But it's not easy. Oh, no. Okay. No, God. Okay, this is not good. Jugs, you're not being very nice to me today, man. Jugs is never nice to me, though. I don't think he likes me very much. There goes his helmet. Alright, there's your charge. You're walking back over there. You're bazookaing. Okay, good. So I'm getting ready for that bazooka.
Let's go.
Let's go. Come on, Jugs. Oh my God. Ooh. Yeah, I know, right? He should. The one thing he's supposed to have, an invincible charge, he does not have. Uh-oh.
You fell into our trap.
All right, and here you gotta walk through these, or at least you should walk through these, because you've got iframes after you land. And so taking advantage of those really helps you there. You can't run, Charles. Okay, so... Yeah, oh, look at you trying to shoot projectiles and you can't shoot them, can you? Uh-huh. I did use a mutant power on a second mutant power on that bird, and I'm used to having one for here, because I use it to make a certain part of this a little bit easier to deal with. But we're gonna see what we can do. Oh God, the Juggernaut in Captain America and the Avengers is just weird. We'll play that game one of these days, because I like that game a whole lot too. But yeah, the Juggernaut that's in that is just... I don't know what they were thinking. They gave him like an eye, like a mask with like an eyeball or something. It's extremely strange. Yep, the Brotherhood of Mutants. Shine, Sentinels, die. All right, so I know that cost me some life. No, 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 no. Give me the... I'm also trying not to fall off the top, because that would be very embarrassing. If I just fell off the damn top of the level, which you absolutely can do. Storm does have the best range, especially in this version. She's got the nice, that poke. It's a good poke. Still, I think best range even not in this version of the game. But it's definitely, you're at an advantage when you play her in this version. Okay, so... we're not there yet. Hold on. I'll mention it when we get there. All right, we got a mutant power stock. I think... Oh, yeah, Pyro. We want to use it on the Pyros. All the Pyro clones, I guess. All right. Nope, still not yet. Okay. Nope. Nope. Just trying to get this guy. Do I get health before them? Please tell me I get health before the living monoliths, please. Because they're another one I'm a little bit not as consistent at as I would wish for. I forget what these guys are called. I know they're a thing as well, but oh, good. I think I do get health. Unless, of course, I squander it all. What the hell, guys? Why are you being jerks? Reavers, thank you. All right, so some people think that these guys are the living monolith. What's the over-under on that? I think they're just dudes that Konami made up, personally. But there could be some documentation out there that... Oh boy. This is not good. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just that. Or was it like, no, this is the living monolith, guys. Come on, we know the living monolith, right? We all know the living monolith. Nope. God damn it. All right, we're this far. This is not going to be a 1 credit clear. God damn it. Oh, God, and I didn't even get all 3. This is gone off the rails. This is probably the worst living monolith fight that I've had. Normally, I get those 2 cleared up before this guy. Because this guy's not too bad on his own, as long as you don't get caught by his I-beams. No, I don't think they are either. I think that's just people trying to, like, trivia, you know, bomb someone with people like, actually, it's the living monolith. And I'm like, no, I don't think so.
X-Men. Magneto is planning to attack Earth from his asteroid
I love how
base.
Xavier's voice actor always says
Must foil his
X-Men.
plan
X-Men.
before it's too late.
It's not X-Men, it's
Go after the
X-Men.
giant sentinel.
All right, we'll see if I can at least get a 2cc on this. It's Magneto. Magneto can be a bit tricky, as you might imagine, for the last boss. He gets me from time to time. No, please don't do that. We don't like that. Oh, the boss rush is actually not that bad, in my opinion. I am getting it handed to me by these guys way more than I usually do. Just you don't scroll the screen too fast during the boss rush. They have less health during the boss rush. It's not terrible. Go. I am not reliable with this dive kick either. I know what it's supposed to be. I know it's supposed to be like at the height of their jump, and then you hit jump at the. But like I'm so inconsistent at it. Like it just does not always come out for me. Man, now I'm gonna blow it on these stupid gun. I hate the gun turrets so much. Screw it. We're just mutant powering them. I've already kind of screwed this up more than I wanted to anyway, so... Alright, those guys got by, that's fine. We'll get them on the next cycle around. One more, right? Yep. No, he's definitely not Shredder level, for sure. He's not. With, like, an actual insta-kill, like Shredder has. I don't think anything Magneto does is insta-kill. At least I'm pretty sure. Even Shield, which he can do pretty instantly, does not, I don't think, insta-kill. He can just combo. He can combo, yeah, especially with those kicks, those Magneto kicks. Woo! Those are rough. And then, like, they give you 2 mutant power stocks for the bosses, but, like, the mutant powers kind of don't do shit against most of these bosses, so, like, you know. It's crazy. He will drain your quarters. Here's our, let's try not to get blob grabbed again. I mean, we can just, whatever, we can burn, well, no, if I'm gonna burn a mutant power, I don't want to burn it on the blob. I'm not going up and hitting him so I don't scroll when to go onto the screen, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. I know you can hit him while you're down. Or while he's down, rather.
Nothing moves the blob.
Wendigo! Who isn't a Moai fan, I ask? What? Wendigo grabs. That does not happen very often. Alright. Emma-chan. Emma-chan next? Yeah, okay. Whew. Yeah, it's interesting that Toad didn't, because Toad was in Pride of the X-Men, I believe. Was he not? Thought he was. Whew. Yeah, that's what I thought. Come on. Nimrod. Oh, Jesus, right out the gate. Okay. This game is after me today. We'll burn one on Nimrod. Why not? Why are you're coming over here, Nimrod? Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I thought I was off axis enough. He is coming out swinging. I don't like it. We're this far. We might as well just see it through. I'm not happy, though. Not happy at all. Alright. We still got jugs. Be careful on jugs, because he can get you. I want his bazooka fire, to be honest. Because he kind of doesn't do anything after that for a little bit, for the most part. And you can walk in on him. Alright, see? His charge is not invincible. I knocked him out of it there. Alright, and then... Magneto? Question mark. Goodbye, Magneto!
Magneto, you are nothing.
Okay. Seems a little lame for Magneto, right? We're just kind of poking him in the kneecaps over and over again, and... that's it, huh? You would have expected more, right? Oh! It was Mystique.
Alas, that was Mystique, not Magneto.
Alas.
Magneto is at another place. Go, X-Men.
Alas. Here he is.
I am Magneto, master of Magnet.
Magnet. Just the one. Just the one. Just the one. Now when... Magneto is another one who really... Oh, shield. Okay. Don't... Oh, got me with the shield blast. Okay.
Power, X-Men. You are dead.
And when he does that blast...
You shall meet with my wrath.
And you can hear they do this kind of weird thing where they like string what are clearly different voice clips from the voice actor together to make like these weird like amalgamations of...
You are helpless against my power, X-Men.
And he's safe to hit when he laughs. So if you see me not attacking when he's taunting, it's because I'm waiting for him to laugh. He can attack out of that. Oh, shield into shield. Okay. That's unusual.
You are dead, X-Chicken.
Not yet.
Dead.
Ah, it's the Magneto kick. God damn it. It is. He's a tough one. You think you're on axis. Yep. I guess he hasn't said X-Chicken yet, but yes, he does say it. And he will say it if he hasn't. He just did, though you might not have been able to hear him over me.
I kill you, X-Chicken.
There it was. I kill you, X-Chicken.
X-Men, come to die.
Come to die. See, I like to attack him
You are helpless against my power, X-Men.
from a... Okay, shield. All right. I like to attack him from above more than below because I feel that feels a little more reliable to me. Like my own, you know, spacing works better when I'm coming at him from above versus below. I'll more often be off. And you can usually get 2 pokes in on him when he laughs. Shield, all right. It is totally, it's like a DJ sampling. I've never seen anything like that in another game before, I don't think. And now he's gonna do the kick. Please laugh. We're gonna do shield, okay. He goes up and down for me more often than not, but for some people he seems to behave more. I do not have great Magneto luck, as you're seeing.
You are helpless against my power, X-Men.
This is like 2 more continues than I normally use on this game. It's not, that's the instant shield that I'm talking about. That's dirty pool, Magneto. I'm sorry, but that's dirty pool, man. You can't go right into shield like that. That's no fair. Well, probably one of my worst runs of that game, but it is what it is. And I can't blame the helmet, because I took that off after my first failed attempt. Just turning the fan up in here while we watch the credits. It is getting warm. Oh, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it anyway. We'll take a quick look at what MAME does with the 6-player cabinet after we watch the credits here. And you can kind of see what some of the differences were. And then we'll take a look at a couple issues of Game Machine and see where X-Men sat for them. Did it do as well as it did in Japan? We'll see. Or, sorry, did it do as well in Japan as it did here? We'll see. We'll see how far I get on the 6-player version. I'll probably play a credit. Because, like I said, you're missing Storm's attack. And, like, so many characters are just not viable in the 6-player version because they have no range. Like, Cyclops has no range. Wolverine has no range. It's, like, you can, if you go back to the 2-player version, you can play as other characters than Storm. Like, they are a little bit more viable. It's just, why would you? Because, actually, let me change to 16:9 for this, because it's going to be wider screen. And see, you can kind of see they split the, well, you can't see it right here, but it's kind of neat how MAME handles it, I think. They sort of have a split down the middle so you can see where the 2 monitors would be. I haven't looked to see how the Marvel whatever collection handles it. The one that Limited Run worked on. And, like, I'll just actually show Cyclops, so I'm mapped to player 1 already, so I'll just show Cyclops real quick. And, like, look at, like, he doesn't have a thing. It's like, look at his stubby little attacks. Dude got no range. And, like, sometimes you get his kicks, which is his diagonal down attack in the Japanese version. But, like, look at how much more screen real estate you have to work with. That means these jerks have that much more space to work with to zone you from with their guns. And Cyclops' mutant power is, of course, the Optic Blast. And it's got a very good distance on it, but it has terrible vertical range. In this game's defense, though, or sorry, in this version's defense, though, and see, look, like that guy would not be on the screen right now with those other Sentinels if this was that other version of the game. He just wouldn't. There wouldn't be this many characters on screen at once. And so it's just a lot more challenging. The bosses, however, I think have a little bit less health, if I remember correctly, in this version. So there are like some concessions made. Did you die? No, you didn't. That's what I thought. Oh, for God's sake. Right, yeah, there needs to be a way to change the color on one of these screens to make it like way more dim. Then you're looking... Oh yeah, this totally was a party game. I mention it in this episode of Scrolling Down the Belt, but like I'm not made of stone, right? I have fond memories of a birthday party one year where like so many people with their friends just fed quarters into this game, and like we all beat Magneto. Like me and 5 other people that I was there with that I knew, we beat Magneto, and like it felt good, We were totally credit feeding. We didn't know, strategies or anything like that, but it was fun. It was a novelty, and that's okay, all right. That's what Konami, meant for it to be, I think. They wanted to take TMNT and Vendetta and all those other ones and just expand on it.
Pyro will turn you to...
I'm gonna be a little bit more careful with him here because I got really no way to range him out. I really gotta get up in his face. Mostly wait for him to do that and then get behind him, right? That's the safe strat. Do your flips, friend. Oops. I'll just be back. Oh, all right, you get quicker. I see. Actual footage of Pyro being beaten. By Dio. All right, so I got to the second level without dying. That's something. And with Cyclops, no less. All right, that was some bullshit. That Sentinel just like countered me. Jessica. Is that one of these Sentinels? Jessica. Is that Jessica? That's Sentinel Jessica? And like both of these guns being on screen at once like this. Yeah, I mean the level arrangements are actually a little bit different in this. It is a common robot name. Like this is like how quickly that elevator went down. Like some of these levels are shorter, some of them are longer. Like look, there's a gun going in the other direction. Like this level was just not structured this way. In the ROM we just played. And that's fine. It's like it's not, bad or good, right? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the episode. I don't know if you have a soft spot for the other game that was in that episode, which we may get to tonight. I cannot, and also there was no fire. There was no fire coming out of the vents in the last version of this that we play. It was just vents, nothing else. But there's fire in the vents here. Arabian fight, that's right. After my credit runs out here. So what side do the things come from? Are they even in this version? I knew I was gonna eat. Yeah, it's, folks will see if they don't know about Arabian Fight, but it's not great. I haven't really figured it out, but, like, there are a lot of 1cc videos for this game, right? Like, a lot of people have figured this game out. Even the 6-player version, there are a lot of people who have 1cc'd it. Arabian Fight? Not really. Like, there are definitely 1cc videos of it out there, but not many. The hit mechanics, yeah, it feels super weird for basic attacks. Lots of flashing lights in Arabian Fight, which is kind of like, should I stream it? I don't know. Okay, great. Yeah, see, throwing this many guns at me at once, not great. And me being inconsistent with those dive kicks. I don't think I have my mutant power button mapped. It's just not coming out. Can I, like... I can't scroll them off screen. These guns are gonna be the death of me, literally. All right, let's at least get the blob. We'll put another credit just to get the blob, and then we'll switch over. I cannot. Without Storm's staff poke, I got nothing in this version. As you can see, I'm not, maybe if I was better at the dive kicks. I mean, I can see that, Chibi UFO. I don't know if I agree fully with you, but the more I play this, the more I feel like I'm coming around a little bit to it. Actually, hold on. Let me see if my mutant power button's mapped here. Oh my god, it only hit him! It had no piercing! Alright, hold on. We'll at least get the blob. My stick's moving up a little bit here. Without that staff poke, man, it's just real rough. And, like, you can't even off-axis these guys. These gun turrets are, like, low-key kind of a menace in this game if you don't just mutant power your way through them. Yeah, I mean, in TMNT, you just do the 2-button, just the staff swipe, right? Like, you're just doing that all day long. So, like, I get it. I don't think either of them have super interesting combat. Yeah, he was what my controls were wired up for, so I would not normally choose Cyclops in this version. Honestly, I would just choose Storm again. But, y'all already saw a bunch of Storm earlier, so... But it is very TMNT in the sense that, like, you don't really know when the throws are gonna come out, right? It's all kind of like... It's all very sort of unreliable. That's just sort of how Konami beat-em-ups were back then. There's his, a better use of his mutant power, perhaps. But yeah, this is the version that has, you know, the memories for me, but, like, it's just not the one that I think is the best to play when you're trying to clear the game. Alright, let's just be done with Blob and we'll move on here.
Nothing moves the blob.
Yeah.
Nothing moves
Yeah, like,
the blob.
I don't even know how you can't poke this guy. So what is it, like off-axis? I legitimately don't know like what a strat would be for him with stubby little Cyclops. That, I guess? Like, wait for him to taunt? Oh yeah, the Simpsons. Ah, blob grab. The Simpsons has the same thing, right? That the Japanese version just makes it so much easier. And, you know, more reasonable, right? All right. That's the 6-player version. The version most people probably know, right? Let's see. But speaking of things we know, I don't know. Oh, hold on. I'm in the wrong layout for this. Well, not the wrong layout for it, but no, that's also the wrong layout. One second. There we go. That's better. Okay. But yeah, The Simpsons is definitely another one where it's like it's a little more straightforward. Like it's a little less severe. It's a little bit less quarter munchy. I don't use that term lightly. I think people overuse calling arcade games quarter munchers, but in some cases, like in these games, it's like they are a little overly severe. So this is the August 15th, 1992 issue of Game Machine. Goodbye, Ultraman. Ultraman Club. The Ultramen. Tatakai Ultraman Kyodai. Fight Ultraman Brothers. And it's all, I don't know all their names. I don't know. I'm not that up on Ultraman, but I know that's the original Ultraman. And then there's some other Ultramen who have different names, apart from just Ultraman. One of them is Ultra 7. I couldn't tell you which one, but one of them is Ultra 7. Ultraman Club and Macross. That's right. That's why I purposely started at this page. Like it's quite a confluence of anime and arcade games here. I mean, again, Chibi UFO, you saw my performance on X-Men. Maybe I should. I don't know if ER Kung Fu is going to help me much with side-scrolling beat-em-ups. Maybe we need like a version of this. Is maybe you should go back and start with Kung Fu Master or Spartan X. That's the version for side-scrolling beat-em-ups. Go back to the beginning. Go back to the start. Start from the beginning. All right. But unfortunately, she did not say that. So that sound bite, I think, will probably never come into existence. Let's see. Anything interesting here? Apart from the name Bowler Roller from Tecmo? Not really. I think we might have looked at this issue for something else, but we're kind of I remember we looked at it during the Street Fighter episode is what happened. Yeah, and I may have pointed out that we've got two wonderful Neo Geo games here, two very early Neo Geo fighters, one of which is much better than the other, in my opinion. You've got Art of Fighting, Ryuko no Ken, and you've got World Heroes, both on the same ad page. Shaku Mega Shock, Neo Geo. And I think we talked before about how of those three early Neo Geo fighters, you know, you got Fatal Fury, you got Art of Fighting, you got World Heroes. As a fighting game, I would take World Heroes over those other two any day. The first one. When it gets on into the Fatal Fury series, it's a different story, right? And maybe even when it gets into further on into the Art of Fighting series is a different story. But if we're just talking about part ones, Art of Fighting 1, Fatal Fury 1, World Heroes 1, I'm taking World Heroes is not like a great game or anything, but I think it's more of a fighting game than those other two, personally. The Bell, yeah, right? Maybe we can pull it out later. I don't know if we'll have time for it, but let's see. All right. Yeah, before King of Fighters became the big money maker, that first Fatal Fury game had King of Fighters in the title of it, if I remember correctly. Adventure Quiz, Capcom World 2. Can you save the Capcom Kingdom? Can you? Can you save it? I bet you can't. We still got ads for goddamn Mad Dog McCree. Let's see. Oh yeah, we definitely looked at Mario Roulette. I remember looking at Mario Roulette. I mean, look at I actually just noticed that it's the same. They're using assets from Mario World in it, right? At least, like that's just the Mario World title screen, but it says Mario Roulette in the same font. So, shame on you, Nintendo. Shame on you, gambling Nintendo. Yeah. World Heroes 1 is better than Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, and Street Fighter 1. Agreed. 100% agreed. Mario Snake Eyes. All right, everybody. I guess that's gambling Mario's voice. I don't really know what I was going for there. But we looked at this before. We looked at this to show, I think that Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition are both holding the top spots here. But look at that. X-Men. X-Men is right under it. At least for this month. So it debuted at number 3. And so like I don't have copies of Replay to look at because those got pulled down from the Internet Archive. But Replay Magazine, which is kind of the Western equivalent of this, like the Western arcade trade publication, like gave this all kinds of awards, X-Men, all kinds of awards. It swept the replays that year. But we'll see kind of what ends up happening to it in Game Machine here. Nintendo should have just went to wholesome activity of prediction markets instead. Sure. Yes. But we got X-Men. We got X-Men at number 3. On the table, the cocktail cabinet side, also there was an upright. Japan did not get the 6-player cabinet. That was a Western only thing. Japan did not get that one. But they got the 2 and the 4, I believe. Just kind of in a standard cabinet. And for uprights, it's in number 7 for uprights. You can see here under things like Driver's Eye, not to be confused with Larkin Seal's Driver's High. Very different things. And underneath Mad Dog McCree. Speaking of, and Coca-Cola Suzuka 8 Hours, which was a favorite of, was that you, Chibi UFO, who is a Coca-Cola Suzuka 8 Hours fan? I feel like that might have been you. Yeah. Good. My memory is getting better. That's not true. It's not getting better. But yeah. That's what you thought. Driver's High. Yeah. Just all you got to do is just change a couple letters in there. But Mad Dog McCree, higher ranking than in the upright version of X-Men. You heard it here first. But yeah, over on this side, you've got some other interesting things too, right? Like you've got Aero Fighter, aka Sonic Wings, which is kind of, slowly making its way down the list. But I mean, we've got an ad for it over here. So like Sonic Wings, pretty popular. Pretty popular. You got Undercover Cops from IREM. We haven't gotten to that on Scrolling Down the Belt yet, but it's coming. You've got Where's Wally? Where's Waldo? They called him Wally pretty much everywhere else. Yes, Sega made a Where's Waldo game. Worio Sagase. I think BBH, arcade retro streamer Lord BBH streamed that fairly recently as a part of Push to Reject, his series where he looks at forgotten, not necessarily forgotten, but like less popular arcade games. And you get to rank them. So I think he played all the way through Where's Waldo, Worio Sagase on a recent episode. I will not be doing that anytime soon. I won't say that it won't happen ever, but it ain't going to happen soon. So if you want to see that, go check out his VODs. You've also got like, Truxton 2, Tatsujino. You've got still some, plenty of quiz stuff showing up. You've got, Cosmo Gang, the video. You're still here. You're falling down. You came down from number 9. But you're still hanging on. BBH also streamed Cosmo Gang the video recently. I will stream Cosmo Gang the video at some point. Yep, he did Cosmo Gang the video and he did Cosmo Gang the puzzle. I am going to say something here that I'll put myself on the hook for this. It's not going to happen anytime real soon, but it's going to happen. I found an arcade in Atlanta, Georgia, which supposedly has an original Cosmo Gang, not Cosmo Gang the video, not Cosmo Gang the puzzle, the original, redemption game Cosmo Gang working. And I am going to go there and play it and film it as an excuse to make a long-form video about Cosmo Gang. Because if I don't do it, who's going to do it? No one. That's who. No one. And this is not the first time we've seen both Shanghai and Shanghai 2 on these charts at the same time. King of the Monsters 2. We got we still got Fatal Fury hanging on. Actually, it went up. If you look at it, it came up from 29, so it came from off of the list back onto the list. So still some love for Fatal Fury, despite it being the age of Street Fighter up here at the top. We got Ninja Commando, that SNK classic, Ninja Commando. And this is another one of those cases where we got columns. We got columns, but we ain't got no Tetris. What's up with that? I don't know, but Tetris will come back and beat columns. That's usually how it happens. Tetris always wins in the end. And I want to point out, this is not the beat 'em up, but you've got Hook, the pinball table Hook. There would be also an arcade game Hook as well that I think was 92, though I couldn't find a month for it. So I'm just going to cover that on scrolling down the belt at the end of the 92 games, because who knows where it fit in? Nobody seems to know a month. But yeah, you got the Hook pinball table, which I've never played. Smee? I can't do a good Dustin Hoffman. Is this on my monitor, or okay, that's on the scan. Like you can see right here, there's like a little hair or something that I think got on the scan of this issue of Game Machine. I don't know how well that shows up, but there's like a hair or some kind of mark on there that looks like a hair. Huh. Okay. And what else? Anything before we look at what happened in the very next issue of Game Machine, so we can see what fate befell the X-Men. We got Stadium Cross here from Sega, another one of those bike ride-on games, whatever you want to call them. I really actually love these cabinets here. Is this one of Sega's? I think it is, yes. But this is almost like the style that you saw some of the Virtua Fighter, the VF1 cabs in, though I don't think that was 2 seats. I think that was just one long bench. But like, this is really kind of a neat thing. Like, you've got this console with the controls in front. You got a couple of seats, and then you got like the big monitor in the back. What's playing on this? This isn't Golden. I was originally thinking this is Golden Axe Revenge of Death Adder, but I don't think that would have been out by this point, would it? Maybe that's what that is. I'm not 100% sure by looking at these, kind of lower res screenshots here, but it could be, maybe. Anyway, what else we got before we move on to the next issue here? Oh, we just got ads at the end, including, let's see, do we have anything in everyone's favorite thing to look at, the UFO catcher, the crane game prizes. Jeshka. Did Jeshka fill the crane? I know I've told the story of me working in a tilt in the 90s but has anyone had the experience of filling one of these cranes before? Of having to restock the prizes? I have. And let me tell you, there is a way that they prescribe you to do it to make it so that people have the smallest chance of getting things out as possible. I had to fill one of these cranes that had plushes in it, like this. They did not have Simpsons plushes in it, but they had other types of plushes in it. And I had to fill one of the I don't know if you've ever seen the cheap jewelry ones. So you had kind of like this gravel, and then you had like bracelets and like cheap watches and necklaces and things like that were sort of sitting in the gravel. And so you had to grab, you know, the cheap jewelry with the claws. Those things were brutal. Like, you think the stuffed animals were bad. Those claws were not meant to grab a thin little, you know, cheap bracelet or watch or something. Like, those things did just not work well at all. Yeah, Doraemon is about the closest we've got here. We've got some Doraemon stuff up here, but that's not strictly video game related. Just kind of animals, I'm afraid. Let's see here. And so if we go to the next issue of Game Machine, which brings us to September 1st, 1992, we got sort of like a Peter Pan. Is that Peter Pan there? Is that what that's what this is supposed to be, I guess? The 30th Amusement Machine Show. That's difficult to say. In America, at least in the 90s, the staff, me, was not exactly encouraged to make it easier to get things. But, and I've said this before, if you were an attractive lady or a cute kid, I would help you out. I would help you out every time. I would fudge your ticket numbers. I would do all sorts of things I was not supposed to do. Yes, I've never had the experience of doing it myself, but Enerjax is not lying to us. It does actually work. It is a thing you can do, and they will, most of the time they will take pity on you. I feel like I've never seen any Japanese staff say no. I feel like they'll always just kind of do it if you ask them to. They'll never just hand it to you, right? They won't just give it to you, but they'll basically hand it to you on a silver platter, doing everything else other than handing it to you on a silver platter. Like, they'll make it as easy as they can to make you be able to get it, but they will not just give it to you. I do not think they will actually sell you the plush. Now, what you have to do is you have to go to like a mandarake or like some type of, anime or like or video game like hobby place, and like they will often sell those things. So what is the price compared to, how much you might end up feeding into a crane? Who's to say? Block Carnival. This is called Thunder and Lightning 2. Interesting. It looks, I actually don't really know anything about this, but it looks like it's like is it just like Brokuzushi? Oh yeah. Brokuzushi no, Ishokusaku. So like, a colorful, like a different type of version of Block Kuzushi, because look, you've got like burgers, like you're moving your little paddle shaped like a man, probably using a ball to break burgers, things like that. Let's see. We'll skip past the board. Twilight Spread. This looks like a fortune telling. Oh, interesting. I see. So it's like a video fortune telling. Fortune telling being a good, a big thing in Japan. By the way, if any of you are into Japanese dramas in any capacity, what was it called? It was called, there's a series on Netflix that stars Toda Erika. Straight to Hell is what it's translated as. The Japanese title is Jigoku ni Ochiru wa. But it's about a story of I don't want to give away too much, but let's just say a very ruthless entrepreneur played by Toda Erika, who ends up making a fame for herself as a fortune teller, a more TV sort of fortune teller, more so than this hooded, mystical, magical kind of looking fortune teller. But it's a good watch. Toda Erika is a great actress. I've seen her in a lot of other things, and she does a real good job in this too. Very entertaining. I would recommend it for anyone who has a propensity for Japanese dramas. Anyway, We got more Macross ads. I feel like this is there's a little bit more going on here. Like did we have a picture of Lin Minmay in the last one? I don't think we did. Either that or I just missed it. But we got one here. What else? What else? What else? Yes, she is also in Alice in Borderland. You are correct. She is, what's her name? What's the character's name? I can picture, she's the sporty one. She's the sports girl. Let's see. You didn't miss too much, Enerjax. I recommended, a Japanese drama on Netflix called was it called Straight to Hell? I only remember the Japanese title, Chigoku ni Ochiru, Straight to Hell, which is we saw fortune tellers, and that reminded me that this drama is kind of someone who ended up becoming a fortune teller. It's a very good drama. But yes, we had Bucky. Where was Bucky O'Hare? Did I miss Bucky O'Hare? Where's Bucky O'Hare? Oh, there's Bucky O'Hare right there. Yeah, Bucky O'Hare is a, how to put it? The NES game is it's a run and gun. Bucky O'Hare's a run and gun, at least this version of it. I think the NES is something a little bit kind of different. But one of those 4-player Konami games. But yeah, Toda Erika is the same actress who played Sporty Spice in Alice in Borderland. I forget her name. Sports girl. Let's see here. We got more World Heroes. Can't get World Heroes and Art of Fighting again. Oh, did we see these Star Wars ones last time? I can't remember when we were looking at these, but we got Star Wars ones at least. It's not video games necessarily, but it is something. How close can I zoom in here? That's probably pretty decent, right? Yeah, the cool one, exactly. The one that didn't have major character flaws. Well, I guess the thing with her father was about the closest to a character flaw she had, but yeah, so we got, I don't know what this is. This is Gotsu Ekan Downtown. Oh, it's Downtown. Okay, the famous comedians Downtown, which looks really sort of nothing like them. You could have put those in front of me and I never would have been able to tell you, oh, that's Downtown. But hey, okay. Also, like R2-D2's big red eye thing is very prominent here. That's a very, very fluffy Chewbacca. Like this is after he's had a bath. I feel like he looks like a Pomeranian or something. More than he does like a Wookiee with like his matted fur. He's very, very bathed, very groomed. All right. Let's see here. Whoop. There we go. Let's go down a little bit more. Anything else interesting before we get to the rankings? Oh yeah, the amusement cruising. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at, we got some stuff over on the side here that might be fun to look at too. Arabian Nights, not to be confused with Arabian Fight, different thing. This is a metal game by the looks of it. Anybody ever play Arm Champs? These arm wrestling things? They have one at the Galloping Ghost. I can't remember if it's Arm Champs 1 or Arm Champs 2, but it's there. Battle of the Solar System, BOTSS. I have never played this. It is a Jalico game, apparently. And we got just sort of a general advertisement for a cabinet. The Pony 40, which is another one of these big kind of sit-down console deals. And the Pony Changer for all your change machine needs. All right, but what happened to X-Men? Well, we can see that it's taken a little bit of a dip over on the upright side, but it's still here. It's still around. It went down from number 7 to number 12. It fell under Rail Chase, which I believe it was above last time. Driver's Eye is still above it. Mad Dog McCree is certainly still above it. Coca-Cola Suzuka 8 Hours is certainly still above it. But is it over here at all on the... it is. Okay, it went down to number 10, so it's still hanging in there, but it took quite a dip. Shock of all shocks, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition is still on top. But look, and I mean, I know I only know this happened because it's the first one and it's old, right? But, you know, not too surprising. You've got a quiz game that worked its way in there. These quiz games are pretty popular. World Heroes knocking the original Street Fighter 2, not Champion Edition, mind you. And again, this only happens because this is the old game. I get it. World Heroes beating out Street Fighter 2 World Warrior. Can you believe it? I can't. You've still got X-Men placing above Where's Wally, which is probably about right. Truxton 2 fell. Oh, we got Varth. Varth making its debut. Varth is a fun one. I like Varth. Not a super high debut, but Varth was always kind of more of a cult hit. Sand Scorpion, a game that BBH played last night, I believe, on Push to Reject. I had never heard of this at all. Androdunos, that Neo Geo shooter. Cosmo Gang, the video, probably about to drop off the list, sadly. Ultraman Club, we saw the ad for Ultraman Club, and it's not doing great. It's only, it debuted at 23, so that's not fantastic. But, you know, an Ultraman licensed game, like, what do you really want, you know? And here is an ad for the Hook beat 'em up that I alluded to earlier. There's Hook. And this is, let's see what it says. Excuse me. A brand new magical adventure is about to begin. Is that a appropriate description for Hook? A brand new magical adventure is about to begin. I don't know. I actually haven't played this. Oh, welcome Retro G. So what we usually like to do here, you missed the X-Men gameplay earlier. We did, I did not succeed at a 1 credit clear attempt of the 2-player Japanese version, unfortunately. I had to use a couple credits. But what we usually do is we play often an arcade game, though it's not always arcade games. Sometimes it's console games. We will play them and we'll look at Japanese game publications. In this case, what you're looking at is Game Machine. It is an arcade trade publication from Japan. And we look and see where this game ranked, like how it did critically, right, according to the magazines. And so for like a console game, we'll look at Famitsu, which is, you know, less arcade focused and more console. So it's kind of what we do. To recap for you quickly, X-Men made its debut in the pages of Game Machine at number 3. The following, this is a magazine that's published every 2 weeks. So the following 2 weeks, it had dropped down to number 10, but it's still hanging on there pretty well. And then we just kind of look at some of the ads too, you know, because those are fun to look at. Major title, aka the IREM Skins game. That's right. That is a golf arcade classic. Peter Pan is 45 now. Yes, it is new to him. That is a good way of looking at it. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got Virtua Racing. Look at Virtua Racing. In its deluxe version, wide vision. It gives like details into like what the inside of the cockpit isn't right. Driver's seat. How about driver's seat? Oh, but look, we've got, you know, we also like looking at crane prizes here. Wait, hold on. What is this? AS1. This is some sort of like weird, this is like one of these sort of like video experience sort of rides. And we got some weirdo like puppets or something. It's an 8-person ride-on simulator, apparently. This is, you know, Sega was kind of moving in this direction. Like you had the R360 earlier this year, or like later the previous year in Japan. It's like they were kind of going in this direction at this point. But look, Sonic, well, at least some of them are Sonic. I guess these are like his little animal friends that came out of the capsules. Like you got a bird, a bunny, a penguin. You've got Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik or whatever you want to call him. You've got 2 different versions of Sonic. And what the hell is that? Is that like a mountain? A mountain behind him? Is that like, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's not a thing that they're offering. That's just there for scenery. And then you got like little kappas and different onis and things like this, and like little Halloween guys. What else do we have at the Bubble Trouble? I don't know what Bubble Trouble is. But you do got like the deluxe version of Final Lap 3, Super World Stadium 92, things like this. Let's take a look at one more issue of Game Machine, though, real quick. Display is not for sale. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see. An AS machine was found in the Ukraine. Really? Interesting. I mean, like you had things like the R360 showing up in like a farmer's field in Ireland. So like this stuff gets pretty weird when you're really tracking it, right? Let's take a look at September 15th. So the next 2-week period. Let's see if X-Men is still hanging on here. I always hit the wrong button there when I try to do the zoom. Okay. No. All right. Let's see here. There's Twilight Spread again, everyone's favorite fortune-telling simulator. Yay. What else have we got? We've got Zing Zing Zap, which is not a game I've played, I will admit. It looks like a shoot 'em up from our friends at Tecmo. Maybe I'll have to... I like the art. The art's pretty neat. So that's that could be something to check out at some point here. There's our Block Carnival again. Oh, we got like Egret 2 style. This is Tecmo's cabinet, apparently. The Kyotaro. How very Japanese of them. But we've got like one of the rotating monitor dealies where the bezel comes out and rotates, so you can have like a vertical oriented monitor and a horizontal oriented monitor all in one cabinet. Like if I could make one wish come true, that's not true. I would not pick this wish, but if I could make one reasonable wish come true, I would wish for an Egret 2 cabinet because I would love to have one, but I will never get one because they're super rare now. And when they are on Earth, they are so expensive. World Heroes still being advertised. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. We haven't gotten to this one on scrolling down the belt yet, but Golden Axe, Revenge of Death Adder. It's coming. It's not going to be too far away. What else? We got anything new in the toy department? No, pretty much the same stuff as we saw in the last issue. Also, Virtua Racing is back again. Oh, we got a different Art of Fighting ad. We got the greatest match ever. We got Yo and Robert Garcia there. Robert Garcia in his lovely pink suit. Right next to another World Heroes ad. They can't stop advertising this thing. There's Hook again. Major Title 2 again. Right? Yeah, 4. Was that 3 or was that 4? Let me, oh, it doesn't show the cabinet here. Was it 3? Maybe it was 3. Let's see. Let's see. Pretty much our same old stuff. Mad Dog McCree is still being advertised here. But, let's see. What happened to X-Men? Well, a Saturn Revenge of Death Adder port. It's a little surprising that we didn't, to be honest, right? Like, that thing went unported for so long. And I mean, technically, it's on like what I don't know if they ever put it on Arcade Archives or anything. No, because Sega stuff doesn't go on Arcade Archives, right? Don't they do their own stuff? But it made it on the Astro City Mini, of course. Well, we got X-Men still here on the upright side of things, almost off the list. Like it's pretty much, it's going to be gone after this one, I think. Starblade ultimately surpassed it, which is probably about right. And otherwise it's still, man, Mad Dog McCree, that, I guess that did some numbers in Japan, huh? That's crazy. I guess they love their Western, they love their Westerns after all, so why not? And Coca-Cola Suzuka 8 Hours, like two different versions of Suzuka 8 Hours are like jockeying for first and second positions over the past, couple months or so. But I think X-Men is gone from the table side of things, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just do a quick scan here. Yep, it is definitely gone. So already, like, I think, and this is sort of like my thesis statement, the point that I ended up making at the end of the latest episode of Scrolling Down the Belt is like, the real draw of X-Men was that 6-player cabinet that Japan did not get. Like, without it, this is what you get, right? You just kind of get it dropping out pretty quickly. Not that I think X-Men is a bad game by just even on, its own merits, but like, I think without that extra layer of like, spectacle, it doesn't have as much to stand on. And I think this sort of proves as evidence to that. And I mean, Mad Dog McCree has definitely got some spectacle, right? And it's selling somehow. It's selling. And of course, I mean, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, that's going to be hanging out at number 1 for a while. World Heroes still actually holding its spot at number 3. Good for World Heroes. Undercover Cops actually went up. What else? Where's Wally's falling here? Cosmo Gang actually went up, which is very, very heartwarming for me to hear as a Cosmo Gang the video lover. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I forgot that they called you X-Man. At least they recognize what year would that have been about, Energex? Energex has a picture. I feel like you've shared this on the internet at some point, but you have a picture, what? Is it punching someone in front of a Taito station sign or something? About 2008, thank you, just to frame when that would have been. Because like 2008, a Taito station would have been a more interesting place. I think just your average Taito station. These days, if you don't go to something like, hey, like your average Taito station is not going to have much retro stuff. It's going to have a bunch of Gundam versus machines and some other stuff. And like, it's not going to be a whole lot if you're into retro stuff. You got to go to places like, hey, you got to go to places like Mikado, things like that. And yeah, like Lost One Omega, like you make a very good point there, right? Like there's a lot of factors involved in like X-Men's success or lack thereof. Like this was sort of a weird time for Marvel. They were about ready to go into bankruptcy, I think, in 92. I don't think they were there yet, but they were getting there. And yeah, comic bubble, the cartoon. Yeah, it's really difficult to say, right? And like Japan did get the cartoon, but like American comics are still not the biggest thing in the world there. But like, I feel like they have more of a foothold there now, at least with a niche audience, than they would have in 1992. Like there probably was not a good way to get them. Like there probably weren't too many Amekomi stores. Yeah, what was it called? It was an actual vocal song. What was it called? It was called, was it called Rising by the band Ambient? And it's famous for it having the phrase "cry for the moon" in the chorus. It is not, I mean, it's a fine song, but it's not, it's not, it just doesn't have the same, yes, "cry for the moon." It's a song you can listen to and probably won't stick in your head like the Western X-Men theme will. Let's be real. But yeah, I mean, a lot of this is fairly familiar territory here, right? But you know what? we're not really done looking at magazines yet because I want to, we'll see if we can get to some Arabian Fight gameplay still, but I want to look at one more thing before we go to more gameplay, because I said I was going to talk about this, and I want to talk about this. So let me switch my thing to this. Except I didn't get to the one that I want to get to right from the start, so give me a moment. I don't want to show that one yet. Why are you cycling? Hold on. Sorry. This thing has a mind of its own. All right. If I cycle through it this way, will it do it? Yes, thank you. Okay, good. All right. So recently, in fact, it was only last week, Famitsu celebrated its 40th anniversary, and I mentioned this briefly on another stream. Yep, we're gonna get to that. I just wanted to show the cover first. This is the cover. I forget this fellow's name, but he had to do with Login, the comics that were in Login, which is the publication that Famitsu spun out of. And this is, of course, Neki, Famitsu's mascot, who still appears on not every Famitsu cover. In fact, he's not on most of them, but he does occasionally appear on a Famitsu cover even now. He was their mascot. So they're celebrating 40 years. And they had some interesting things that they talked about in there. Those things include, well, first of all, we'll just show some of the art that was in there, right? So you had a bunch, it's Famitsu's 40th anniversary, so you had a lot of companies sending in original art and, you know, congratulating them on their 40th anniversary, which is what you see here in the corner. You got Ryu with the party popper. You got Grace, and you've got Diana from Pragmata. You've got a Monster Hunter Airu holding a cake. And my favorite, you've got Leon holding, I guess, a bottle of champagne, which is something I would like to see him. I would like to see him actually holding this in a game, just like you know, with his bottle of champagne. And also, Grace has never been that calm in her entire life or that happy looking. That's never happened. She's always incredibly nervous. She's always very stuttery. Leon, officially a champagne guy. Yes, that's maybe I do not think I saw this art when we were when we were determining what drink is the favorite of each Resident Evil character. What did we say, I think I declared Leon was Tequila Sunrise, and I still feel like that fits. But now apparently he's a champagne guy. The proof is right here, right? This is official Capcom art. We can't deny it. They didn't give Grace anything. She's just sort of gesturing back to the party popper. And everyone else is, well, I guess Diana isn't really holding anything either, is she? She's just sort of generally looking happy. We had some from, we had some art from other companies too. I just want you all to witness the stark contrast here from this transition, right? This pretty neat Capcom compilation piece, and then boobs. We get Mai and her, you know, assets, I guess we can say, her very prominent assets. But it is a very nice drawing of her, all jokes aside. You know, this is just sort of how Mai has been drawn forever, basically. Like, you just sort of get used to it at some point. But, like, it's been a while since I've seen her just obviously, like, with her chest out about as far as a person can stick their chest out. So we get a very nice drawing of Mai from SNK. She does bounce her way into parties, yes. And from Namco, this is not quite as neat, but I thought the Dawn cake was pretty cool. The drawing of the cake with Dawn on top of it is pretty neat. And you have a Katamari one down there below it as well. So that's kind of cool. And there were other pieces of art as well, but these are the 3 that I flagged as being the coolest. So make of that what you will. Let's see here. Yeah, which one? Ka is the blue one, right? Or am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is Ka the red one? Or I thought Dawn was the red one and Ka was the blue one, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm not up on my Taiko no Tatsujin lore. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure I was right. All right. And I wanted to talk about, so, and some of you may be able to guess some of these games, right? Or know some of them from, being knowledgeable in history. But I did not know all of these, and so I wanted to go down this list real quick. I don't have a visual representation of this list. I'm just going to read them off. But Famitsu gave the listing of every single game that they've given a perfect score to. So 10, 10, 10, 10. Total of 40 points. They listed every single game that they gave a perfect score to over the years. Now, I think it's pretty well known what the first game that they gave a perfect score to is. And it's very timely because on the Nintendo Direct earlier today, a remake of this was officially confirmed. But they did not give a game a perfect score until the Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64. Nothing that came before it got a perfect score from Famitsu. In other words, nothing on the Famicom, nothing on the Mega Drive, nothing on the Super Famicom, nothing on the Game Boy, etc., etc. Nothing. It was not until the Nintendo 64 that anything got a perfect score. So, yeah, there's theories that they became less strict over time, for sure. It's hard to say whether it's true or not, right? But, famously in their early days, when they were mostly just covering Famicom stuff also, they were very harsh. I do feel like that lessened over time. People I don't know if people say this anymore, but people for the longest time would be like, oh, you can buy a score in Famitsu. And I don't think that's actually ever been true. I guess I can't prove it, but then again, neither can the people making those claims. But they didn't give away so many 10s to where it was clear that you could just buy it, right? All right. So every 15 years there will be a new Star Fox and Ocarina of Time remake, as we are seeing. It's the N64 all over again, everyone. It was only a matter of time before it circled back around. So the second game that Famitsu gave a perfect score to is the Dreamcast port of Soul Calibur, which I'm sure I have fond memories of. I know Enerjax has fond memories of, and probably some of you do as well. Well-deserved. I don't know if I'm on board with Ocarina getting a perfect score, but I can at least understand the thinking, right? It was very revolutionary. I don't value Ocarina as highly as some people do, but I get it. I understand. It was a big deal. But Soul Calibur was a very big deal for me. I did not really stick with the series too much, not for any particular reason, but that Dreamcast Soul Calibur, that was better than the arcade version, actually, many people will tell you. Another game that got a perfect score, and I believe the only one on the PlayStation 1 on this list, is Vagrant Story. A game that I have not played all the way through to completion, but I have played. So there's that one to chew on. That is the only game on the PlayStation 1 that got a perfect score. Because then we fast forward all the way to the GameCube, and it's Wind Waker, another Zelda game. Wind Waker gets a perfect score in Famitsu, which is kind of a far, I was having a conversation with this about the other day. I don't remember, but this idea that people have that Wind Waker was well received here, And like so many people hated that it was so cartoony looking. And now like that opinion has changed over time. But yeah, it was clearly a little bit better received in Japan. And yes, as Retro G says, the next perfect score was on the Nintendo DNS, and it was Nintendogs. A game that, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old. And I'm not going to sit here and try to say that it wasn't innovative or anything like that, but this should it have gotten 4 10s, Nintendogs? Is that enough of a video game to deserve that? I don't know. You all can make up your own minds. You can make up your own minds about that. But then we go to the PlayStation 2, and I think these are no, actually they're in order. Sorry. PlayStation 2, Final Fantasy 12. I think I'm looking a little bit ahead on the list here. Okay, it is not the only Final Fantasy game that would get a perfect score, but it is the first Final Fantasy game that got a perfect score. Not 6, not 7, not 8, not 10, 12. I don't agree with that, but it's what happened. Let's see. Yep, it got a 40 out of 40. Super Smash Brothers Brawl on the Nintendo Wii also got a 40 out of 40. I know that people don't like Brawl very much these days. And I'm not a professional Smash Brothers player. I'm not even really that good. So don't take my opinion for anything. It doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme. I played Brawl a lot because I actually really liked what was it called? Space Emissary, something Emissary, the story mode. I liked it. And so I may have played Brawl more than I played any other Smash Brothers. So again, I know it didn't have much of a competitive life, but it's Subspace Emissary. Thank you. I knew I was getting space, and Emissary was in there somewhere. Metal Gear Solid 4 on the PlayStation 3 got a perfect score. I do not think Metal Gear Solid 4 deserves a perfect score in any way, shape, or form. That game had very long cutscenes, and it had Drebin and his stupid monkey. And I don't really like Drebin and his stupid monkey. But, that's it. It happened. 428 Shibuya, which is sort of a sound novel, a la, the sort of evolution of your Kamaitachi Tachi no Yorus or your Otogiri So's. This is a very, very famous game. I have not played it yet, and I should change that. Oh, we got a fan? We got a fan of Drebin and the monkey. I'm sorry. I can't hide the way I feel. Yes, Shibuya 428 Shibuya Scramble being the first. Oh, by the way, in the vein of Shibuya, there was recently a demo for Akiba Lost, which is sort of the upcoming like version of that type of game. Which I wanna get that on a stream one of these days, because I feel like that being about Akihabara and like the sort of lost, the culture of Akihabara that's been lost, I think is very relevant topic to this stream. And I feel like I probably could have some things to say about that. So we should play that one of these days here. I'll change the art here. We'll look at Mai's chest again for a little while. We also have Dragon Quest IX on the Nintendo DS. I like Dragon Quest IX. I thought Dragon Quest IX was really cool. It was as much as they could have changed up the Dragon Quest formula that the public would have allowed, like introducing like multiplayer elements into it if you chose to engage with those. I actually think Dragon Quest IX deserves the score that it got there. Also, games that I think deserve a perfect score. Monster Hunter Tri on the Nintendo Wii, aka Monster Hunter 3, but it's pronounced Try, Dad. You got to say it Try. I have a real special place for Monster Hunter Tri because it's kind of the game that really got me into the Monster Hunter series, and I played a whole lot of it. I played it online. I was that guy. I had a keyboard hooked up to my Nintendo Wii so I could go online and chat with my Monster Hunter friends while we hunted Logiocris and they're all in the rest and the Great Joggy and all those in the Gobel and all those guys. I got some of it might be nostalgia, but I think Monster Hunter Tri was great. I think it really set the series in the right direction, and it set up the whole series for the success that it's had today. Bayonetta also got a perfect score, which I like. I think Bayonetta 1 is the best in that series. I don't know if it's a perfect score, but it's pretty good. It's pretty close. I like it. I don't actually know that Akiba Lost is from the same people as 428 Starlight Midori Land. It's just more sort of a game in the same vein, like in terms of like having real, live actor footage in it and things like that. I don't actually know if it has the same pedigree behind it or not. But it's more just sort of continuing that lineage, I feel like. New Super Mario Brothers Wii also got a perfect score. Sure. Okay, fine. I don't think New Super Mario Brothers Wii is a bad game. I don't think it's a perfect score, but it was the big return of 2D Super Mario Brothers and yada yada yada. So I get it. Kind of wrapped up in all the hype. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker is another game that got a perfect score that I think is a Metal Gear game that much more deserves it than MGS4 does. I played a lot of Peace Walker, and that game is super fun. And no, it's not just because it had Monster Hunter crossovers in it, okay? I got to fight the Tigrex, my favorite monster, as Solid Snake. And no one's going to take that away from me. Perfect score. Tigrex, 10 out of 10. Pokemon Black and White on the DS also got perfect scores. Those were, I'm not a Pokemon person. I'm just not. I don't hate it, but it's a little simplistic for me. And I guess I'm too old and jaded to find the joy in those games after a certain point. Every once in a while, I'll pick one up and I'll be like, yep, they're still kind of the same thing. And Black and White was actually the one that I'd done that with. I don't think I'd played a gen of Pokemon since Gold and Silver, and I decided, why not? I got a DS. Let's pick up, I think I bought Black, and I didn't even, I think I got up to the Elite Four, and I was just kind of like, I'm done. It's just another Pokemon game. Yeah, anyway. Skyward Sword on the Wii also got a perfect score. That's not right. That's not deserved. I played all the way through Skyward Sword. I don't think it deserves a perfect score. Skyrim, as was said earlier, also got a perfect score. And again, I don't agree with that either, but I know plenty of people had Skyrim fever, so I get it. This is a weird one. Not Final Fantasy 13, but Final Fantasy 13-2 got a perfect score in Famitsu, which is a little baffling, to be honest with you. I don't know why. I mean, by all accounts, a lot of people like 2 better than 13-1, but I haven't played 13-2, so I'm really speaking from a pretty uneducated perspective here. But yeah, got a perfect score. Kid Icarus Uprising, that 3DS game that people seem to have real trouble with controlling, got a perfect score also. Final Fantasy 13-2, why 40 out of 40 when the game sucked? Good question. Good question. Yakuza 5 got a perfect score. I don't think I played 5. I think I played up through 4, and then I skipped a couple, so I can't really speak as to what was so magic about Yakuza 5 that would have gotten it a perfect score when none of the other games in the series did. Actually, no, I'm sorry, another game in the series did. We'll get to that. JoJo All-Star Battle, I believe it was originally a PlayStation 3 fighting game, got a perfect score. I actually haven't really played much of that one yet, despite owning it. So again, can't really speak too much to that. GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto 5 got a perfect score, as was mentioned earlier. Metal Gear Solid 5 also got a perfect score. Metal Gear Solid 5 was fun. I liked that one. The story was kind of whatever, but the game was really fun. Both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom both got perfect scores. Also not particularly surprising. And yep, Starlight Midori Land mentioned the other Like a Dragon game to get a perfect score was 8. The most recent one, which is Infinite Wealth, which I also haven't played. Dragon Quest 11 got a perfect score. I had a real good time with Dragon Quest 11. I can't fault them for putting that one at a perfect score. I think, music aside, I think that game was really, really solid. Yep, Death Stranding got one. I would not have given Death Stranding a perfect score, but people love their Hideo Kojima, so like, whatever. Ghost of Tsushima got a perfect score, and Street Fighter 6 got a perfect score. And I don't know. I have different feelings about that. Different feelings about Street Fighter 6. We'll keep chatting through the ad here so that folks don't miss going into the next game, which we'll play a little bit of here before we call it for the night. Famitsu does love Kojima. They love him a lot, and I understand why. I think Kojima has done some good things, but he's done some not good things. And I was okay with Death Stranding for a while, but in the end, like I was really ready for that game to be over. By the time it was over, I did not play Death Stranding 2 at all. So, and I don't think I ever will. So, yeah, I don't know, but in fact, they put, yeah, that's right. I was actually playing through the Japanese version of it when I played it, and I think I found him. But like they put all like the US people even in the Japanese version too, I feel like I think I ran into Conan O'Brien and all these other people who were in this game. I think in the Japanese version too, though I could be imagining that. Maybe I'm getting that confused with videos that I saw of them. But yeah, I don't know. Street Fighter 6, I can see, especially after Street Fighter 5, I can see an argument for giving Street Fighter 6 a perfect score. Even if I wouldn't give it a perfect score, I think there is a good argument for giving it a very good score, even if it wouldn't be perfect. So yeah, that's the list. I feel like got a little bit less surprising as we went on, right? But that's what it is. That's what Famitsu gave perfect scores to. So, as well, I don't know if I promised it, but as suggested, I am going to do one more game here, and it's the other game that we took a look at on this recent episode of Scrolling Down the It gets a 10 for each of Jury's toes. That accurate information. Accurate information. You heard it here first, folks. It got a score in Famitsu of feet out of feet. All right. But we got one more game here, and if folks are sensitive to flashing lights, you may not have a great time with this one. Just a little bit of forewarning, because there definitely is some flashing in this game. But sorry, Mai, you and your chest are going away now. It's time to play video games that don't have you in them. This is the sort of secondary game that we covered on Scrolling Down the Belt. And this is a real weird one. This is in no way going to be a 1 credit clear attempt because this game is weird and you will see why in just a moment. But this is a 1992 game from Sega. And this is called Arabian Fight. Once it shows up on screen here. Also, I think there's something wrong with this in MAME because when I play this on the Astro City Mini, I get sound here on the demo on the attract mode here, and that is not at all on this version. Though maybe it's the Japanese version has it and the world version doesn't potentially. That could be what's happening. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But either way, we've got sort of a 1001 Nights themed game here, as you can see. And you get the story here. Sinbad and his crew are out to save a kidnapped princess from Sazabis. This guy right here, that's Sazabis. He's a sheik. And he's going to sacrifice her to his god. So we're squeak, squeak, squeak. That's right. Sinbad, not Sinbad, with a T, not a B. Let's see how this sounds, what we have to do for... All right. Well, we have one character that is sort of remembered from this. So why don't we start with Ramaya? Ramaya! She just said her name. And we gotta let the clock run out here. Oh, yay! Yeah. All right, and you can already kind of see what's going on here, right? The animation quality is unparalleled, but like as a beat 'em up, this is kind of a weird game, and like hit detection is just extremely strange. Jump kicks. I think I need to be doing more jump kicks is what and throws. Throws are real good in this game. But like your combos are not like super safe. Like you can just sort of be hit out of them. Yeah, it's an interesting game to look at. But it's a little bit of a miserable experience to play, unfortunately. We'll show the magic in a minute. I'm just trying to pick a good time to use it, an appropriate time to use it. But like, look at that. You got like dudes flying onto screen, dudes like... Oh, you don't... I forgot. You don't keep the magic between, Where did my... I just got, like, scrolled off the screen. Like, this game is just so weird. All right, here we go. Do it, Ramaya. And you get, like, this very nice animation, even though it's a little flashy, of her just, like, coming up onto the screen. And, like, look, he's just interrupting my shit. Like... Grabs. We're gonna do grabs. And his name is Shoulder. This man's name is Shoulder. Yep, thanks for stopping in. All right, we've cleared the pirate ship. Somehow. And my health is not doing so great. Can I grab this guy? Grabs are really good. In fact, there's a character that's very grab-centric. Alright, we're all ready. We're gonna use... Okay, that was not really what I wanted. But thank you, Ramaya. And you can't scroll... Like, the enemies are actually the ones that control the screen scrolling, which is insane! Like, they can scroll power-ups off-screen if they want to? It's kinda crazy. Like, they just sort of manage everything, and, like, grabs, like, if you can manipulate enemies into walking into your grabs, which, as you can see, does not always work. I guess probably what I'm supposed to do, since he has a sword, probably supposed to get behind him. But, like, as you can see, like, maneuverability in this game is not its strong suit. Let's just put it that way. Whoa! I don't know if... Has anyone ever seen this in an arcade that isn't, you know, something like the Galloping Ghost or, like, you know, somewhere that has basically everything? I never have. Of course Galloping Ghost has it because, again, they have everything. And, like, the way planes work in this is just strange because of how, like, herky-jerky the scrolling is. Oh. Did I have him grabbed and... And so, like, also you can kind of hold up to do different types of moves. Little Ramaya just shrunk and produced small versions of herself. Mummy is... And this is like, some of these screens are just real hard to deal with because there's a lot going on, you know? You auto pick up items though, which is actually kind of a neat thing that you don't really see in too many beat-em-ups, right? I don't really know what she said there, but okay. No, I would like you to scroll just... No? Okay, great. And so he does a blast thing, but like, look, he's like scrolling me away from this measly little apple. Oh, everyone makes that mistake, Starlight Midori Land. I made that joke in the video too. Like, it's like, but this actually came out before Arabian Magic, though I will... Really? Camping me on the food? Alright. My character of choice, actually, is Goldor. He's the man who loves to hug, because he is the grappler of this game. Though maybe he would not be the best choice for this particular fight. Because I don't think this guy can really be grabbed. So I'm just gonna kind of do some... No, we're gonna get out of the way when he does that. Oh, I didn't get out of the way quickly enough there. Come on. Yeah, and holding up and down, like, give you these different attacks, so, like... You can see he kind of has the upswing and the downswing. You do that by holding up and down. You can actually guard in this game by holding down the attack button, which is kind of a pretty unique beat-em-up mechanic. See, guarding. And it, like, lessens the damage that you get taken. But, like, I don't know. I'm so used to not guarding in a beat-em-up that... Oh, dashing. You can also dash. But it doesn't really, like, knock down or anything like you would expect it to in a beat-em-up. Excuse me, sir. We're just gonna magic you guys and get you the hell out of here. Alright, we got the Lizardmen, who I also don't seem to really be able to grab. Sir? Yeah, Goldar, not to be confused with Goldar from the Power Rangers, I suppose. When it's an enemy you can grab, Goldar here does some work. But I picked him on enemies that I can seemingly not really be. Wait, you're not dead? Okay. I guess you are not actually dead. Oh yeah. All right, that's a cool-looking ogre guy. I will say that. See, Goldar's got some... Goldar. I'm gonna now, like, interchange those. When you can grab him, he does some good work. Give me my lamp. Right? Yeah, so far as I know, it's not... They actually had an outside animation studio do all this, so, like, you could definitely be forgiven for thinking, like, oh, this is an anime or something, but no, it's not. The animation is actually all original. I just want that man to go away. There we go. I don't think food disappears if I leave it on the ground. Now I'm paranoid. So it sure does in X-Men. Yeah, why did you escape from that grab, ma'am? Ma'am, get grabbed, please. Thank you. But yeah, it totally is. It's very big, like, what anime is this a bad license game of energy? I agree with that 100%. And so, like, because of the weird way axes work, like, you can see it's tough. Like, sometimes you think you would be walking into grab range, but, like, you're not, and then they end up sort of, like, crossing you up almost, like that. So, it's just a very weird game to get the hang of, like, what the 1cc tech is. I assume, like most games, it's doable. Let's do Sinbat. Oh boy, okay. I wish, like, I feel like if it's one thing they really could have done better, it's making the dash attack, like, matter. Like, dash attacks in a beat-em-up are supposed to be... I hit you with this, and you get knocked down. It's devastating, because it takes me some amount of effort to land it. Boy, those skeletons are... Boy. See, it's just... It's really difficult to downplay how weird the axes make this game work. Just by looking at it, you may not be able to tell. But it does not really play much like any other beat-em-up that I've ever played. Everything just feels off enough. No, I don't want to get in front of him like that. That was a bad move. So, like, being in front of his chain at any... Oh, he got dizzied? Did you see that? I don't think I've ever noticed a dizzy on any of these guys before. They really did sacrifice gameplay for the visual gimmick. Like, it's a pity. They could have done more with this, I feel like, but they kind of didn't. And that's why I think this game is mostly forgotten, because it didn't do too well. We'll take a look at the issues that it appeared in after this very quickly. But it did not really stick around, as you might expect. Like, actually, in Gamist, people were really excited for this. Like, before the AM show that this was at happened. But then, like, when it came out, they were just like, oh, you know, it was kind of one of those moments where it's like, oh, now that I actually have this in my hands, like, this is no good. And you've got, like, some kind of, like, throat singing going on in the background here. Yeah. It's probably Sega's most avant-garde soundtrack since DD Crew. Has anyone played DD Crew? We haven't streamed that yet, but, like, I like DD Crew more than I like this game. We're talking about weird, kinda not great Sega beat-em-ups. Yeah! I don't think that's actually what he's saying, but I can pretend. Other guy still? Oh, yep, you're still here. I think I'm supposed to be ending more of these combos with a down or up hit. I think that might be the real trick here to But it's real easy to lose health, which, you know, is a thing that's true in X-Men even as well, right? But, like, you can't really clump guys as well in this. At least not to my mind. You're gonna spit fire, aren't you? Oh, you're a roly. You're a roly-poly kind of guy. Okay, look at him just walking. Whoa. No, I saw that one coming. Can we go this way, guy? Can we see if there's more health items here, please? Yeah, we'll definitely, when we get to it on scrolling down the belt, we'll definitely do some Arabian magic as well. This guy, Data, he's kind of the all-rounder. I wasn't overly impressed with him from what I used of him. Obviously, when he breathes fire, you can get behind him, but, I mean, he's constantly moving in a direction in all other times. Well, that's an interesting theory, Starlight Midori Land. I had that same theory, but here's the thing. I don't know how far in advance Disney started doing promotion for Aladdin. And, you know, showed it and talked about its theme and things like this. It could have been quite far in advance, but Aladdin did not come out until later in 1992. It did not hit theaters until then. And these games, Arabian Magic came out more around when the Aladdin film did, but, you know, games take time to develop, just like movies take time to make. And so there's no way they could have, you know, been that quick about it, but this came out in like February or March or something, so like it's possible that it was intentional depending on how quick Disney began the promotion process, I guess. But it's not like there was a bunch of lead time from when Aladdin came out to when these games came out, because that just wasn't true. That wasn't the case, I should say. But it is kind of the obvious thing to think. Whoa. The obvious thing to think of, I feel like, for sure. Use this as a screen clear here. But yeah, they were very concerned with the visuals and not really concerned with the gameplay, which is just a little bit of a shame, you know? They could have probably gotten something better going than what they did. If they'd put a little more thought into the gameplay, I feel like. You got anybody left? Oh, we got plenty of people left. I just like the crowd control in this is just, I guess you'd maybe just have to be constantly moving. Like, you can definitely still use throws for crowd control, but like, is this a thing? Should I be like dashing and getting to the, dash through them and getting to the other side of them? Shall we enter the palace? I think we shall. But see, I mean, like, these guys just don't... There's really, like, no combo stun. At least not reliably. We'll use some magic to do a screen clear here. They really want you to use magic in this game. And it doesn't stick around from screen to screen. So I think, like, when you have it, use it, basically, is what they were trying to tell you with that. We got a lot of, like, look, did you see the screen just, like, weirdly scroll and, like, I just kind of, like, lost track of where I was. Yay! Ramaya has the most powerful magic of the bunch. In case you were wondering what her... You would think, oh, she's probably the speed-type character, because the ladies usually are. But not the case here. Oh, you got jumps, too. Yeah, I'm just... Crowd management is just a little bit of a baffling... I guess I might need to pay more attention to the 1cc videos, but also I'm kind of like, how much time do I care, or how much do I care about, like, putting any real amount of time into this game? It's not exactly a very satisfying game to play, I'm afraid. So, like, could I learn it? I'm sure I probably could, but... I think most people just did it to see Ramaya's magic. Alright, we'll maybe see if we can take out Elbow here, and then we'll take a... Oh! It was a lizard man! Oh, God!
Thank you.
And with him, you gotta be careful about getting grabbed, too. So I'm sure there's some sort of tech for this guy. Jump kicks, maybe. Whoa. And, like, if only you had any really sort of range on, like, any of these stubby little attacks. And he just walked up right into a grab. As he transitioned planes there. Yeah. This is not Capcom quality, I'm afraid. I regret to inform you. This is not even Sega quality. I don't know what this is. This is something, but it's not Sega quality. All right. Sadly not. Sega, you've done better. That's for sure. But we're going to prove that. Let me hold on. These issues of Game Machine were weirdly crashing on me earlier. They were like causing the PDF reader to crash. So let me pull one of them back up just to make sure we're good to go here. Because I think what we'll find here in the pages of Game Machine will support all of our opinions that we have shared here today. Let me just do a quick sanity check to make sure this is the right issue. And then we'll kind of go back from the beginning and take a look at it like we usually do. Yes, no, that's fantastic. I don't care. Yep, okay, this is the right one. Oh, and it's crashed. Well, let me see if it really has problems with this issue. Let me go through it perhaps a little bit more slowly. I don't know. Some of these PDF scans, it seems like it has weird intermittent crashing issues on, and I'm not really sure why. Because it certainly does not do it for all of them. Yep, there it is again. So I might not be well, okay, is there anything else I can open this in? Hold on a second. Can I just open it in a web browser? We might be able to make that work. One second. Let me get OBS up here. Oops. And let me see if I go to browser. Bear with me one second. I don't have this set up like super easily to be able to read from a browser. I'm here, I promise. I'm just fooling around. Okay. Okay. Let me now hit the button to do this. No, that's the wrong one. I want this. And I think maybe, okay, yeah, we'll try and zoom in and make this work in a browser. Because I don't think it'll crash if I put it in a browser, at least hopefully not. Maybe I should just do it this way from now on. Who knows? All right. So this is the May 1st, 1992 issue of Game Machine. We're going to see kind of a lot of the same ads we've seen already. So I'll maybe go a little bit quicker. There's Street Fighter II Champion Edition. This is, I think, just as it had come out. And you still got those Mad Dog McCree ads. You got some different Neo Geo game ads. Some that aren't for fighting games. None of these is a fighting game, in fact. What else do we have? All right, here we are. Here's what I wanted to show. It's cutting off a little bit of this. One second. Let me see if I can change the orient, or what I'm cutting off, or what I'm cropping rather in OBS here, because I don't want you to get a half view. Unlock it. We're going to kind of move this guy around a little bit. Uncrop you. There we go. There we go. That'll do for now. That'll do for now. So we have, at this point, of course, Street Fighter 2 still being number 1, but let's find out where this was. So Arabian Fight actually came in here at number 7, which is not bad, right? Like, debuting at number 7 is definitely not terrible. Maybe it's better than what this game deserved, but unlike Cosmo Gang the video, for example, which deserves its number 5 spot, deserves better than number 5, I would argue, but we are where we are. Knights of the Round, which is also a difficult beat 'em up, but this is Doda Capcom quality right here. Knights of the Round is not my favorite Capcom beat 'em up, but it's pretty good. It demands a lot out of you, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, the Wikipedia page has some good information for this, for sure. I often use Wikipedia to land me on other sources. Japanese Wikipedia often does a little bit better of a job for that with some of these. And actually, there's a lot of good Japanese non-Wikipedia wikis that give real in-depth analyses of some of these games' mechanics. They did not have a lot to say about this one because it's just so weird with the way the scrolling works and everything like that. But that's where I get a lot of my information from, for sure. Let's see here. WWF WrestleFest still on the list. Column's still on the list. Tetris making its way back up. No, so the way you read this, Little Terror, if you don't know, see how you have this little dash here? So like how you read these lines is like, this is its current place, number 7. This is the place that it was last week. So for example, Shanghai 2 is number 4 this week. It was number 7 last week. But here, when you have just a dash, it means its debut. So when it's a dash here, it just means it came in at number 7 and it's never been at anything else. Mutation Nation, for example, came in at number 16 for its first time. So that's how that works. So its debut was at number 7. But now if we look at something like, let's just look at, since we're already sharing this PDF, we might as well continue going down with the next month. So if we look at 2 weeks from now, so now we're on April 15th, right? Oh, there's Suzuka 8 Hours. There it is. Excuse me, Coca-Cola Suzuka 8 Hours. My mistake. I'm not using its full name. Silent Dragon. We got more Neo Geo stuff. We got King of the Monsters 2, Ninja Commando. Not interesting Crane plushes. So we'll skip over those. And here we are back at Best Hit Game. Let me see if I can I zoom this in a little bit here? Yes, I can without breaking the crop. So let's take a quick look around here for Arabian Fight. And I think we'll find that it's just gone. It is not here. Which, I mean, who's going to argue with that, right? I think this is one of those games that just has such stunning visuals at first. And then you play it and you're like, oh. And it just, like, I can see this very quickly not making money on arcade floors. Certainly when you compare it to gems like Cosmo Gang the video and, your various types of Street Fighter 2s, right? Because here, and this is the issue we showed the other day on one of the Street Fighter streams, we have a Street Fighter at number 1, Champion Edition, and we have a Street Fighter at number 3, World Warrior, with Sonic Wings sandwiched in the middle and Cosmo Gang the video after. Like, that is you're gonna have a fun time at that arcade. Let me tell you. I'll even take some Shanghai and some Quiz, but then when we get in, we got Raiden and like Power Spike. But then when we get down into like some of the stuff here, maybe not as much. But yeah, nowhere on this list do we have Arabian Fight. Yep. And I mean, this is the story of a lot of arcade games like this, right? They'll appear somewhere and then they'll just be dead in the water a couple weeks later. No one's playing them because there's just not enough meat. There's not enough meat there. And so that was the unfortunate fate of Arabian Fight. It will we like Arabian Magic better? We'll find out in some amount of time. We'll get there eventually. That one's coming up, but the next what are the next two games that'll be on the Scrolling Down the Belt a little bit later this month? So the next two we have for the next episode are Legionnaire, which is a beat 'em up that you could be forgiven for never having heard of, because I sure hadn't heard of it before I compiled this list. But it's different and interesting in its own ways, that's for sure. Legionnaire, and not an arcade game, The Great Battle 2 on the Super Famicom, which is a part of the Konpachi heroes, the compatible heroes, your Ultramans, your Kamen Riders, your Gundams, that sort of thing, where they all team up and they're playing dodgeball, or they're fighting, or they're in a shoot 'em up, or whatever the genre du jour is for that particular time. Those are going to be the next Scrolling Down the Belt games. Not next Tuesday, but the next Scrolling Down the Belt games. Yep. And Thursday, we're going to continue Urusei Yatsura. I'll poll everyone at the beginning of the stream on Thursday whether you want to continue with Stay With Me, which is the PC Engine game we were kind of in the middle of, or whether we want to move on. And based upon what folks want to do is what we'll do. But we're gonna get through some more Urusei Yatsura stuff Thursday, and Thursdays are, unless there's an emergency, are going to be 4 anime license games, and we're just going to kind of go through those series by series and go from there. Yeah, we've got My Dear Friends coming up after that. Next Tuesday, we were talking about, Star Fox and Ocarina of Time and things like this. We were joking about them, but like, I do have some affinity for Star Fox. And so I was thinking we've got that new Star Fox game coming in about 2 weeks, it looks like. And so I might actually use Tuesday. I might use next Tuesday to do, to maybe go back and learn a clear for Star Fox 1, actually, because I've actually played Star Fox 1 quite a bit over the years. Much more than I played Star Fox 64, believe it or not. So we might do Star Fox, depending on how quickly I can learn them. We might try and do both of those next stream. We might try and do Star Fox 1 and 64 both next stream if I can learn them. I know they're short games, and I'll probably learn the easier routes. But we might see if we can get through those. And then I believe it will be next Thursday not next Thursday, Thursday of the following week, that the new Star Fox game comes out on the Switch too. So I was thinking of streaming that as well. But we'll see if that gets transferred into the next Tuesday or what we're going to do with that. That might be what happens, since we're trying to use Thursday for anime games, and I don't want to break that unless I really have to. But I think at least next Tuesday, I'm not going to attempt to go through the whole Star Fox series or anything. There's way too many stinkers in there, and there's way too many games I'm not really too interested in playing again. I'm looking at you, Dinosaur Planet. But yeah, that's probably going to be Tuesday. And yeah, Thursday we'll do Urusei Yatsura. And thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Sorry I couldn't keep that Magneto helmet on longer. It was a lot more weird than I thought it would be. And so we'll at least close the stream out with it on, if nothing else. If I can see anything to hit buttons on this Steam Deck with this helmet on. So thanks everyone for stopping by. And if you're interested in seeing more anime licensed games, come on back Thursday. Until then, welcome to Die.